Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show, and welcome back to another Thursday night paint and chill stream. I am getting motivated for mini warmutts going the distance challenge that starts September 1st, which, as you can tell, is only a couple of days away. So I thought I would get myself ready for the challenge to paint up. I've got about 30, maybe 40 minis I'm going to try and get done, something like one a day, even though I'm going to be doing several of them in batches and things like that. But go over and check out Mini Warmut's channel if you haven't already. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe so you can check out all his painting tutorials and painting videos and his chill streams as well. Um, I do not know why. Oh, there we go. Hey, what's up, Crafting? You know where the link is. You want to come in and uh, kick it for a while. I'm going to show off the things I'm going to be painting this month. Uh, I got a whole bunch of Star Schlock minis, and I'll show those off throughout the month as I paint them. Uh, I could show some of them off right now, but since they're basically just primered, it's a little hard to see what they look like, on the little screen, if you will. But I am actually, shh, don't tell anybody. I'm going to be painting this guy up, this Thunderforged Titan, because I found a steal on another one. So, I told Jackie he could paint this one, but technically I'm going to paint this one and I'll assemble the other one. He'll never know the difference, right, folks? Because look at this guy. Just, how could I not? I mean, he's really good. He's a good painter, but he hasn't touched a paintbrush in about a year, so he's going to be a little rusty. And I'm pretty sure this isn't the thing he should, you know, jump right in both feet. Hey, there's a spider web on this. No, that wasn't a spider web. It's a reflection. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna treat myself to this one, but I've also got some Star Schlock minis. I think I've got 3 Reaper minis on here on the table as well, and I also uh, had some 3D printed miniatures that I've been just waiting for an excuse to paint. The link is junk, is it? Really? Okay, well, I will fix that right here and now. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Which means poor old Raven won't be able to join as well. I'll have to send her the link. Oh my God. Nothing but work, work, work all the time. Well, that kind of blows. Let's get the chat back up. What's up, George? Okay, see now the link is working. What's up, Justin?
Uh, uh, no camera today, bro.
Oh, okay. How you doing?
Oh, all right, all right. You?
No complaints. Got my treadmill on today, and
Sweet.
I'm doing like the pace is like just under 2 miles an hour. For an old guy, that's kind of you know, and it
Yeah.
took me about a week to get up to that, but it was weird. I also increased the incline from 8 to 9%, and for whatever reason, I went from burning like 90 calories to something over 200 with just the increase, 1% and 10%. So
Yeah.
weird.
I blame you, Shadow.
You blame me for
For?
what? You got to be real specific, man.
I am having a hard time working on the the airship story because I'm thinking of more ideas for the serial killer story.
I am so sorry. I'm right there with you. Dungeon Minister, welcome to the show. I don't know
Yeah.
if you saw,
Howdy.
I am going to be painting this bad boy up.
Yeah.
because I got a steal on another one. I wasn't even looking for it; it just popped up on my eBay thing. So I'm like, I can't pass this up, and perfect timing. I get to paint some minis. Dungeon Minister, how you doing with the minis we sent you? Got any of them primed yet? Has anybody taught you the whole zenithal primering, uh, slap chop kind of method? I assure you, if you want to really add
It
like
slices, it dices.
circumcises, yeah, just
Ouch!
you never heard that one before.
No.
Wow, that's an
Uh,
oldie. So check it out, Dungeon Minister. You take your basic black miniature. You primer it black, right? It's actually an ape from Planet of the Apes, actually Star Schlock, but and then you dry brush the whole thing in white. You can do it with a rattle can or an airbrush, but I don't because I always screw it up. I just start lightly dry brushing the whole thing white. You can go gray and then white if you want, depending on exactly what kind of look you're after. But for beginning stuff, especially like monsters, just go black and then dry brush the whole thing white, and then act like you never did anything, and then go paint, and it'll deepen the recesses and shadows, and give you sort of a built-in shading that just a regular thin coat won't give you. And
you can also replace the black layer with several
gray,
dark colors,
right,
like dark purple or dark
blue,
brown. Yeah,
depending on
depending
what look
on
you're going for as well.
yeah.
Right.
If you
So
if you're
And
doing
feel too.
skins, if you're doing skins like things that are predominantly skin, purple for female and brown for male is the best thing you can do. And then work up with shades of pink instead of white
Yeah.
for female and tans and khakis for male.
you're basically
You know,
just giving it an undercoat that will accentuate the colors you're going to use next.
Yeah. And if you're doing like elves, push more to the mauve colors instead of the pinks. It'll give you more of an ethereal look.
and
If
if
you're
you
going
want,
for if you're going for like standard humanish skin
Yeah,
tones,
yeah.
I always go blues and greens for my elves.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
because you're weird.
I am weird, but I also
Uh,
want my elves to be
yeah.
as vastly different from Tolkien elves as possible. I mean, there's a few similarities.
I like my elves to look like Nordic pinup women.
Kathy Ireland kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, okay, Kathy Ireland.
Gotcha.
I
Oh,
do like me some Kathy Ireland.
she
80s
was
Kathy Ireland.
right. Not 2024's.
She held up pretty well though.
Yeah, but you know what they say.
Pointing at the camera when it's off doesn't work. Emphasizing visuals is not good when you shut the.
Mhm. But let's see how many I got going for this month. Two, three.
Mhm.
I'm still waiting for the Dungeon Lasers Kickstarter. I was hoping paying it off early meant I'd get it in the same month as I paid it off, but nope.
Nope.
Looks like I got 56 slated. I might have to chop that down a little. We'll see. Uh, you guys remember Space Above and Beyond?
Yes, I have it on DVD.
Heard of it, never actually watched it.
You should find. I think it was on something.
Hey, what's up, Dean? No worries.
Space
And
above me.
one of my favorite tips. I was just telling this to Justin the other day. When you get to that point when you're painting a miniature and you go, "Oh my God, this looks like dog water," you are halfway done. That is the exact moment where you're like, "Oh my God, what did I do wrong?" You did nothing wrong. That's what's going to happen. It's kind of like when you sand down a car and you primer it,
Beyond.
and you're like, "Oh my God, I just ruined my car." No, You're at the halfway point. Push through that Hungar, dude.
Hunger.
Represent, brother. And you're working on your writing. Good for you, Dean. I am
Mm-hmm.
too. I'm like I'm working on a story that's inspired by Crafty Gamers' submission to our challenge, our writing challenge, and I'm like, I need desperate help with it, but I don't dare send it to either of these two guys because they will steal my idea. I just know it.
Mm-mm.
I'm just teasing, but I know you're
I
having.
was working on my climax moment, which is going to be like a ship to ship broadside scene or something like that.
Cool. I'm not doing anything like that whatsoever.
Yeah,
So good for you.
and
I
I'm thinking of
figured
trying a love triangle.
I'm
between
putting my own
ships.
Thumbs
flair on
up.
it, but
No, no,
sorry, what?
no. With the male protagonist and stuff.
I figured. I was just trying to
Hot
be
chicks. Yeah, but
weird.
if you want to get some ship on ship action,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's some
The
genre out
best
there for
ship on
that.
ship action is from Cutthroat Island. They're like I want to say 12 feet apart, just unloading with those cannons. It's ridiculous, but I love it.
Yeah.
Hey Dean, have you actually been watching my God Wars? Because like nobody else is. Just wondering. I thought it would have done better, but I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Does like nobody care, or is everybody just scared? I'm gonna go with everybody's scared to run a God Wars campaign because it's just too over the top for most people. But it really doesn't have to be. And I've got another episode coming out next week. I was just swamped this week. Hungar of the Hill people. I should probably highlight these comments. Uh,
Yeah.
I know. I'm sorry I'm being bad tonight, folks.
I'm actually gonna drop something in the chat as well. Gotta
Okay.
open it up because they broke the chat and
Yeah, me neither, Dean. I think it's
space
just.
above me on.
Oh, okay. 'Cause the reason I brought that up is because in Star Slock there's these minis, and let me see if you can see them, but they're these bug minis, and you really can't see much from this, but they are sweet. And I'm like, oh man, I don't know what color to paint them. I'm torn between red or green.
They were they
Black.
were black with gray in the show, and I think purple highlights. Like they had like a gloss color.
Hmm. Yeah, I just watched the pilot a while
The
back.
the thing I just linked seems to be the entire series in playlist on YouTube.
Sweet. Can you send that over to me the other way? Because I'll lose it. And today I bit the bullet.
I'll
I
put it in
was
the group chat. That way,
everybody can share it. Appreciate it.
yeah, that way, TCG. I highly recommend you watch this show.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
part of it, Dungeon Minister, is it's summer and there are some people who are actually on vacations and doing things. Although not many people can actually afford it because of the economy. But I always see a slowdown during the summer. But a topic like that, I just figured, it would do a little better. I didn't expect it to, do very well, but I also understand that it's one of those things that a lot of people might be uncomfortable with trying to run that idea in the background or even in the foreground of the campaign idea. War in general is very unpopular. A lot of people just like, nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to war. I'm not doing any of that. Not realizing it's just a banquet of XP. Just you know, get your fill and come on back when you're hungry again.
Well, you know how I feel about players that are only playing for XP.
Right, right. But I
Get
mean, if
rid of
you
them.
if you want action and you want the sense of real
Now,
danger and combat,
you can do that. I like that. You want that all day of the week, but if you're playing for XP, you're not playing.
what in the world?
What?
I have this pirate girl mini, right? Looks complete, right? Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. She has a ponytail that needs to be plugged in the back of her head.
I don't know, but she's got. It's a 3D print, and it's
Hmm.
got two feet, two miniatures of feet. And I'm like, what?
Like 2 extra feet.
Yeah, but her legs are complete with feet.
Are the boots
Ma-
different?
Yeah, a little, but they're also kind of like one of them is like very flat, like it's supposed to lay on the yeah, like it's supposed to lay on the base somehow, and I'm just like, I'm not doing that.
Maybe they're like cut off and have her kneeling or something.
I don't know, and it kind of bums me out because this miniature is uh way taller. It's probably okay. Here's a Planet of the Apes ape, and here she is. She's just
Yeah, the apes were shorter than people in Planet of the Apes.
okay. Hold on, then let me get. Where is he? Oh, come on. Oh, wait.
She's very spindly though.
Well, here's Taylor,
Yeah, okay, no. It's a different model. Like it's a different aesthetic design, right?
and it might be like a 32 or 33. She came with extra shoes. I know, right?
Yeah,
So maybe it's just meant to be a different scale. Maybe I'll turn it into a mini, vignette or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, when
Do
I
a little
3D print, I try
diorama
to stay
piece.
between 32. Like the two numbers I use is 32 and 62 because I think 62 is the standard for larger or figures, larger miniatures or figures.
60 and 90 millimeters will are 60. Excuse me, 64 and 90
Oh,
are what a
four.
lot of
Okay.
my old uh, pieces like that are, and
Hmm.
they're actual pewter, not lead, so they're never actually going to get painted. Done by Ray Lamb, so they're kind of spendy. So,
Yeah.
and they're now 40, 50 years old, and I'm just not touching them.
Yeah, it's like I've seen several miniatures pass by my thing on eBay. It's like, oh, that's a really good deal. I would never paint that. That's one of those miniatures I would hang on to and then turn around and sell. And I don't really, as much as I would want to try to make money, I don't have the space for a miniature I'm not going to paint.
Hmm.
Well,
Even then, I have to like sell some of my miniatures just to have more room for more miniatures.
when they go for like $150 a pop because they're antiques now, I don't mind storing them for the day that I either really need the money or Jackie inherits everything and he's like, okay, well, what am I going to keep? What am I going to save? Those will be. You can trust me if you know Jackie. They'll be the first things out the door. But he'll make a tidy couple of grand, and he'll be like, okay, thanks, Dad. You perv.
Yeah, I don't see that happening with 3D prints though.
Oh no, these are pewter.
Yeah, no, but you
With
know what
with
I
3D
mean.
prints, 3D prints are going to make a lot of miniatures, literally disposable
They
in
already
ways.
really have, because if you f up 3D print, you just chuck it into the bits bin and print off another one.
Yep, yep.
Yeah,
Um,
several people sell their 3D printed bits too.
Oh
yeah,
yeah. I
yeah.
I imagine that there's really no limit at the moment to what can be printed, in this hobby. Later on down the road, I can see more people actually like printing silverware and things like that are safe to eat and drink with. If
Oh, they already do because most plastics, believe it or not, most plastics that you can print with are actually safe to eat with as long as you don't get them too warm and they start
Yeah,
melting.
right,
As
yeah,
long as they
it's the
stay
resin
cool, they're
stuff.
actually just fine.
The
Yeah, it's
yeah.
resin.
mostly the resin stuff.
So you're
Yeah.
talking like
The filament printer
yeah. That's
process.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember the acronym for them.
There are
FDM.
a few that you don't want to do
Yeah,
that with, but as it goes with just about anything, there's a few things you don't want to do certain things with.
Yeah.
yeah. I think the nylons are what you want to avoid. But you know, I don't see a reason why you would bother doing that because silverware is pretty cheap.
Right,
Uh,
but I'm looking at it like kind of like kind of like a Star Trek kind of
yeah.
situation, or when you can, uh, what do you call it, like if you had a motorhome.
Hmm.
I could see having a 3D printer in your motorhome might be like the next big thing for motorhomes, or that kind of lifestyle where you need it, you print it, you throw it away when you're done,
Yeah.
as opposed to especially if they made it out of something that you could crush up or destroy and not necessarily recycle it, but
There's already work to like, because you can make a thing to do that with
Oh yeah,
your filament.
for a grand total of two, I think it's 2,600. You can have a system that grinds the plastic, remelts the plastic, and winds it up into spools.
New
really.
filaments. Yeah,
Yep.
Okay.
there's work to like bring that down, and you
Yeah.
get all like
Well,
the
that's
sprues
still
and stuff like
relatively
that.
recent, especially compared to 3D printers themselves.
Yeah,
Right, but that's like the ultimate in like I was saying,
accessory. Yeah,
the Star Trek mindset where you need it, the replicator makes it, and uh,
yeah,
then it takes it apart when you're done. Although I'm sure that's mostly transporter technology, which
yeah.
makes you wonder. Okay, I'm eating this steak, but what was the steak before it was a steak? Because I know it wasn't a cow.
Yeah. Well, it could have been, you know, anything
Well,
from poop
there's
to an
Dust.
asteroid.
they're really old videos, but there are videos talking about 3D printed food in space. That 3D like will actually 3D print with certain spices that get injected as it's 3D printing, so you can get certain flavors, so you don't have to always have the freeze dried meals.
And so everything
But
doesn't
that's
taste so
Those
good.
meals aren't bad, man. If you've ever had those space meals, they're
Well, there's
I
there's
wouldn't
well,
even
no,
say
they
MRE.
have to be good, otherwise, like they would have a revolt from the
The crew.
astronauts, yeah, from the crew, because
yeah.
it doesn't matter how nice it is out in space. If you don't have at least a few basic creature comforts, you're gonna go nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you'd be surprised what people can endure uh, without breaking.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. I was watching. I bit the bullet, and I really wanted to see THX 1138, and I
Yeah.
couldn't find it except paying for it. I'm like, you know what? I didn't pay for a movie this week, so I'm going to pay for this one. I've been wanting to see it forever. Have you guys seen it?
Yes. Bunch of times.
Okay. Uh,
I don't watch dollar store movies.
you don't watch what?
Dollar store
Oh,
movies.
THX? No, bro. That's George Lucas's
That's a
first movie.
oh no, that was a throwback joke to Jackie always picking dollar store movies for
Oh, yeah. This is
Yeah.
almost like that, but at the same time, clearly they had a budget, which blows my mind how much money they did have, or did spend on it. But I thought I knew what was going on, but I really didn't, because the end, I thought, he was going to rescue his girl, and nope, that wasn't it at all. I'm trying to, uh, you know, I'm gonna watch it again because I learned a trick when you rent a movie on Amazon and they give you 2 days. Wait till the credits are like almost over and then rewind that some bitch. Excuse my French, and then watch it again. Because you paid for it, you might as well watch it more than once. Maybe get Jackie to watch it with me and maybe he can figure it out. But then there's nudity in it, so I'm like, yeah, I won't do that to him because she's not even cute. She's like literally like I'm like, she had to be related to somebody because that girl was just
Uh, Whoever he could get in college.
right, right. Which is surprising because the other girl on the headset that's like the receptionist or whatever, she's cute. I mean, everybody's bald, and apparently everybody's a redhead as well, um, which is weird. But I'm just like,
everybody's a bunch of bald redheads, huh?
I'm just like, that's the best you could do. I mean, really, just you
Uh,
couldn't find somebody. I mean, she wasn't in there very much, in the movie, and it's just like I'd be like, George, dude, I can't, man. I just can't. Just no. Can you do a brother a solid? Just no. I guess it makes it easier because you're acting, but it was just a weird, ending that it just seemed so anticlimactic.
yeah, yeah, that's generally the critique of that movie is that it's just like a slice in the guy's life.
But had he done one little thing here or there, it could have been, kind of had that climax like Soylent Green or
Hmm.
Logan's Run, where he could have showed everybody, hey, it's not so sucky out here outside the dome. Maybe he didn't want to go that route because of timing with Logan's Run, because I think Logan's Run came out right before Star Wars, so I could see where maybe he was influenced.
THX.
Yeah,
Um, no, I doubt he even thought of it. Don't forget, he was still in he was still in the artsy farts phase of being a college film
filmmaker.
student. Yeah, you know.
But it was, I in retrospect, I don't think I'll buy it anytime soon. To
Yeah,
add to the permanent collection because it ends up being pointless,
yeah,
kind of. You know what I mean? Just like,
yeah.
okay, so what?
It's okay, but
I mean, it does, you know, predict some things that are pretty common, and other things that could happen someday, I suppose. But we're a long way off from that. Hell, even silent running, we're closer to that than we are THX. So, and, I mean, and mind you, both of them are pretty far off down the road. We still have plenty of forests and stuff like that. But it was just, I was expecting just more out of it. So tomorrow,
oh,
I'll have to pick a winner, end the week on.
oh no, 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 no.
What's up, Doc? You want to pop in? You know where the link is. We're just,
Well, does he? Did
yeah.
that did that link work for you?
I put a second
TC,
link in.
you put it in my conversation.
Oh, did I? Oh, snap. Let me
Yeah.
fix that,
Uh,
guys. I'm sorry. You too, George. If I see you in the chat, or Dungeon Minister, if you guys want to pop in, you guys are always welcome. We're just, not doing anything serious. Oh wow, that's right. I thought I put it in.
no.
Really, live stream links. Okay. Oh, okay. There we go, George. Why didn't it? There we go. Why didn't it post immediately? Doc, Dungeon Minister. I don't know who else is in the chat right now. Let's see. I saw Mike in there a minute ago. Dean. Uh, yeah, we're just. Are you guys working on anything? Or are you just hanging?
Right now I'm flushing out ideas for a story.
Gotcha.
I'm in the middle of priming some miniatures. Well,
He's
dry brush
I
huffing
prime.
paint.
yeah, I did a lot of priming for Mini Warmutts Challenge. You gonna take part in that crafting, or Justin?
No, I'm not taking part in that. Uh,
I might, but I'm not much of a competition painter in that aspect. It's
Oh,
like
it's not a
I paint when it
competition.
comes. Well, I mean, in fact, that I don't paint that much. It's when this inspiration takes me, or when I'm on a live stream.
mhm.
No worries, Dungeon Minister, and I believe that's Doc? Yep, I guessed right. How you doing, Doc?
Like
How's it going, guys?
Not too
pretty
bad,
good.
not too bad.
Like
To
that.
clarify, crafting, the challenge is just to push you to do more or better or whatever. He is giving away prizes, but they're going to be a drawing, so it doesn't matter who paints more or better. Your chances of winning something is the same, so that's kind of cool. And he is giving away a set of Army Painter paints and an Army Painter wet palette and one or two other items that he hasn't decided upon, none of which I need. And I would have just, had I won, or if I win, I'm just going to give it away to somebody else uh, who participates because if I was going to get any paints, it would be some of the new washes for the Army Painter Fanatic set because they finally have an orange wash, which is something I've been craving for a long, long time. And
You know, you could just paint your mini pink and then put the yellow over top of it, and it'll give you a decent orange.
no, I never heard that before. You're driving, George? Hey, you know what, Omen? I was thinking about you all afternoon watching THX. Just saying. Um,
Oh, you just watched it today? I haven't seen that
I
in
wonder
years.
how Roman Owl
yeah,
should
I
take
did.
that.
Well, because he does look like a young Robert Duvall. I was going to say that with no hair.
Yeah, but stretched out. If you put Robert Duvall on the rack,
Yeah, yeah, because Owen's like 7 foot 30 or something. He's a freaking giant. Uh,
so I don't think you know how math works.
no, I don't. It's
Divisions of
funnier that
12.
way. It comes from the old song "Moose Turd Pie." I'm sure Doc remembers that.
No, I don't
Who's
think so.
terrified?
You don't
There's
remember
a
that, Doctor Demento? Okay, everybody
I
out
know
there,
Dr. Demento. I don't know
this is
that
your
reference.
homework. When we're done here, go look up Moose Turd Pie. It's just it's like a radio, like a comedy bit that was on the radio. It's pretty funny. But he mentions a guy being 5 foot 40, and
I like Weird Al, but he's the bleeding edge of that kind of humor I can take.
well, no, it's not like a musical. It's just literally a guy telling a story.
Yeah, I know Dr. Demento stuff. I'm not a fan.
Well, I mean, there was all kinds of different things that were on the
Yeah, he had
Dr.
a
D
radio
show.
show.
Love
He
that
was a
show growing up
college
as a kid.
professor, wasn't he?
What?
Wasn't he a college professor who did
I
that like on
honestly
the
don't
side?
know. All I know is it's Sunday nights, getting ready for bed. That would be the thing to do is listen to Dr. D and get a good laugh and prepare for the coming school day, Monday. And it was just one of those things that was there wasn't, obviously there was music you could listen to, and when that was over, then I would switch to another channel and listen to like The Shadow or Dick Tracy or some of the other radio shows that I listened to as a youngster, and that would be the end of my weekend.
You know what I listened to as a youngster on the radio?
Hmm.
Art Bell.
Art Bell was the best.
That was I was he wasn't doing that when I was young. And by the way,
You
everybody,
well, yes, but
let's
when you were
congratulate.
young,
Yeah, they barely had radio. I know.
yeah,
Congratulations, Mike. Real happy for you guys.
yeah, yeah.
Looking forward to the next video you guys put out. So uh, when you're done
Co-
celebrating, get on it.
Coast to Coast was never the same after Art Bell retired.
Yeah, I did listen to Art. I think in college, but I
You they let you into a college
yes, yes.
for what?
Uh,
Janitorial duty?
no, I studied psychology and music.
So janitorial duty.
No, no.
Uh, psychology and
Yeah.
music.
Hey,
Uh,
Speaking of painting, I have the 13 mechs from my Alpha Strike box, which I primered like 6 months ago, and I just can't bring myself to paint them. I look at them
Hey,
every
you know
now and
what?
then.
Join Mini Warmutts Challenge, and just use it as a you know a cattle prod under your
Baltic
hiney
Highlander
to
skin.
get
Yeah.
to
It's
motivate
weird.
yourself
I usually have fun doing it, but it's incredibly hard to start rather. I
to
just
start.
like
Yes, yes.
I just kind of stare at them. It's like, do I really
That
want to go
that's
through the trouble?
I participated in Mini Warmutts Challenge last year as well, and it was just this
Battletech
little
Highlander.
psychological trick that really spurred me. I think I painted close to 100 miniatures that month, and it was no different. There was nothing different about it than any other month of painting, but just that idea. And it was funny too because I had just made a video prior the month before about getting off your butt and actually getting some stuff done, whether it be painting, crafting, writing a dungeon, playing games, whatever. Do something in the hobby. Don't just talk about it, because let's face it, a lot of us YouTubers, that's more of this and less of the actual thing. And then he made that video. I'm like, okay, I get it. The universe is telling me, pay attention to my own words. Who do we got here? We have Omen. Okay, last spot saved for Raven if she ever um, gets untied and can escape the,
That's
the
not gonna
shackles
happen.
of the raccoons. The last spot's for her. Omen, how you doing, brother? Good to hear it. Good to hear it.
I didn't hear a thing he
Yeah,
said.
me
So
I
neither.
neither did I. That's what's funny.
okay.
That's what makes it fun.
So I'm gonna. I think this is it. This is the paint scheme you need to work on.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, 1 second. Let me just.
Okay.
Doc,
See,
Is that a Highlander?
that's not a Highlander, but it is a.
that one.
It,
It's
it,
a
it
Warhammer,
is.
but it's got the plaid going.
It
It's got the
is for the
carding.
Highlander, the Northwind Highlanders.
Okay. Nice. Did you do that?
No, it's on the Reddit there.
It doesn't mean you didn't post it
You
there.
kidding?
I did
Yeah,
not post it there.
I don't have
Okay.
anything approaching the manual dexterity to pull that off.
That's just gray, and then you paint the tartan the green, and then you just take like a piece of paper and draw a line across it with your brush as you move down, and
Okay, I guess
then
that could work.
yeah, and then you just go aside. The tartan always looks harder than it is easier to. It's much easier to do.
It's funny. I saw somewhere. I don't remember where, but I saw some like meme or cartoon, kind of like in the old Bugs Bunny cartoons. Oh, okay, you took that off. Where so where you stick the brush in the bucket of paint, and it looks plaid on the top surface, and then you do it and it is plaid. I'm just like, oh my god! And
Yeah,
someone did like a more modern version of that, and I'm like, yeah, if only.
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't try for the non-metallic metallic gun barrels. That's the only thing on that really requires like skill.
I to this day I don't understand why people do that. I mean, I get it if
It's
you
a
can.
flex.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
look at me. Look how good a painter I am. I
Well,
can like,
it's also like you stretch your skills, right? Like
sure,
I
but
like non-metallic metal for certain looks. I haven't tried it yet, but there are certain things that it looks better with the non-metallic metal.
I
versus
literally
actual
have
metal. But
30 different
most things
metallic.
metal is good enough.
I've got
yeah,
30 different metallic paints, and
it doesn't matter.
I recently went out and bought the Vallejo metal colors. These are freaking awesome.
Yeah, I need to get
And I'm
some of
like,
those.
why would I ever not
Because
use
it
that?
gives a different look.
Yeah, that's not really metal. It's like makeup. It's not real.
It's paint.
I know, but it's you know what I mean. Makeup is camouflage. It's a lie. It's an illusion.
Okay, party on Dungeon Minister.
Oh,
So
sorry,
is that why you wear it, Shadows?
Yeah.
dude.
Well, he's got to cover up his scales and shit.
Dungeon Minister. I will see you real soon. I can't wait to hear the next installment. The last one. If you guys have not subscribed to Dungeon Minister, what are you doing with your lives? His narration, his
Eating
after
Taco Bell.
reports are the best. You know, they just are, and not just because of the wholesomeness, which you know we used to try to emulate or pull off on our own. But since the boy has become a teenager, that's kind of pointless. Um, the
What do you mean? He's still the wholesome one.
I know, right?
It's letting me in the freaking door that way this place not wholesome.
His actual stories that emerge from his games are actually probably Dungeon Minister. They probably tied her up and are waiting to learn how to use the computer to demand a ransom. His stories are actually more interesting than half the games I've been in the last more than half. I'm being
Yes,
nice.
but your idea of interesting is floating shark.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking other games that I didn't DM.
Uh,
It's just the story that comes out is just not just more interesting, but more believable in a way. The
well,
same like the natural.
the second we find someone to DM men for us on every fifth Wednesday of the month, every
I've been
fifth.
thinking
Yes,
about
Mike.
picking that game up. Actually, I read some stuff that was some excerpts from it that was awesome.
Well,
Thinking about grabbing that.
what do you do Wednesday afternoons?
Wednesday afternoons, I think that's the day I sit with a gun to my head and contemplate killing myself.
Well, once you pick up a copy of Men, you can do that on a live stream with me, Shadow, and Bubba while we play
Yeah,
Men.
I'd love to play that game.
You
It's
are
hilarious.
DMing though.
I'm consider. I you know what I need to a practice game to get back into game mastering.
Yeah.
The funny thing about that game is, I mean, unless you're going to go read up on some gore real quick, um, I think, I think
What
you can.
you've been doing because of me?
No, I actually haven't.
Shut
I
up! You're supposed to roll with the joke, man. I
no,
keep
it's
telling
gonna.
you about this running with the joke thing.
I'm gonna actually start reading it Saturday. I think I'll be able to squeeze some time into to read that at least the first book. I almost bought a Gore miniature set, if you could believe that, but I wanted to read the story first because the image on the first cover is with that sort of what do you call those things where people would carry royalty while they're sitting down,
Yeah,
a little
yeah,
Oh,
box.
yeah,
sedans.
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those, but I'm like, okay, where's the gore element, because that could be anything. But
Yeah.
I'm going to read that book starting this weekend
I,
because I finished up just about all my other reading assignments for some time. I've got one more book review tomorrow, and then I can actually read for fun. You guys remember that? Yeah, you guys probably get to do that all the time. I'm a poor
Not as
schlub
much as
who's
I want. Although I've gotten crazy into audio books lately.
yeah.
yeah.
I
It
don't.
saves my eyes a lot.
I appreciate it, but I don't enjoy it as much. When I'm reading, here's the thing, just between you, me, and the lamppost. When I'm reading, people leave me the frick alone. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, he's doing something. Shh. But if I'm listening to an audiobook, people are running their mouths, asking me, "Can you do this? What's going on here? Where's Jackie?" Blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Could you see I'm listening?" Oh, I guess you can't because it's hard to tell. When you're not as fluent with the language that I'm either listening to, if I'm listening to an audiobook versus listening to just some YouTuber run his mouth about whatever. So
Right.
it's not the same. So I can actually grab my book, kick back,
Okay.
find a place to sit, and just chill and read it and enjoy it.
Well,
And
you could always just grab a
Okay,
book and
Shadow.
pretend to read it while you're listening to the
Is this
audio.
PDF
Oh, I was about to say
only, man?
Shadow. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
crafting.
Oh, I was about to say, a Shadow, I'm about to pull a Justin here. Get out the whip, take them down to English school, and crack it every time they fail to pronounce English correctly.
No, because I actually it allows me to get away with so much more. Like grandma. I can look at her and call her any horrible rotten name in the book right to her face. It's awesome, and she's just like smiles. Oh, okay. You fucking moron. Or my cursing or what I'm listening to. Although Jackie's mom is getting a little hipper on salty cracker and just
I
despising it.
just want to say this. That was offensive that you said that about that character to me. My eyes do not bulge that much or squint that much, and I do not look that round of face. I am a round faced motherfucker, but I have jolly cheeks, not alcoholic cheeks.
Did,
And I
did
would
I
never
actually say
I,
that?
I
I
would
don't
I
remember
would I would never be caught dead wearing a bolo.
that. It's fair. I figured you wouldn't watch that video, so. Uh, but yeah, I was actually really disappointed with Razor's work. His novels, the graphic novel was better, mind you. It was like 4 or 6 years after his first, foray into writing. But man, I just gave up on those two books. I couldn't. I made it through 40 pages of the first one, and it's literally the first time in my life. I
You should try reading Stainless Steel Rat.
actually enjoyed that.
Shut up. Roll the joke.
No, because I totally understand where you're coming from, but being from a generation prior to that, or you, I should say, I get it, and I kind of actually um, appreciate that. I put myself into that time when I'm reading an old book like that. If I'm reading a pulp or something from the 40s or the 50s or the 60s, what have you, I try to imagine what it was like in that time through the reading of it. I try to pick up subtle clues and mannerisms and patterns of speech through the old novels like that. With fantasy, it's harder to do because everybody's trying to write like they're back then, and if someone told a 14-year-old, here, I want you to read this book called The Hobbit, it was just written, they wouldn't know any different. You know what I mean? They would be like, oh, okay, it's a fantasy novel, that's why they talk the way they do. Versus in a sci-fi novel, if they're using beatnik talk, which is something I had to teach Raven. She'd never heard of beatniks.
I
She's
tell you, man,
weaving some sort of
seizures,
beatnik conspiracy right now. As we speak.
seizures, and alcoholism. That's Raven. There are no cats there. They're just freaking delusions from like vodka withdrawal.
I
I
had a
don't
hard
know.
time with Stainless Steel Rat. I read the first one. I forced my way through it, but I had no desire to pick up
I,
another
I
after
think
that.
I got three scenes, three scenes into it, and it's just the guy talking like it's 1960, but it's supposed to be 2160. And it's
I,
like, nope, I'm out.
for me, it seemed even older than that. But I'm a big fan of the
No, maybe
50s.
50s. Yeah.
Are they from the 60s? I assumed that book was like from the 30s when I read it.
Oh, no, it's not that old.
Okay.
But
Well, the,
I would love to read some sci-fi from that era that
the
wasn't like Time Machine or something like that. Just to sort of immerse myself into you know what it must have been like to think. We rarely think about what it must have been like for those people who are nerds in the time where there were no nerds. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
What it must have been like to be, H.G. Wells or Lovecraft or whatever, surrounded by the entire world of people who cannot possibly understand what you're thinking and can't possibly relate to you, being like the most outsider of outsiders in your world at large, and everybody just looking at you, and you just like, oh my gosh, they all think I'm insane.
well, you
H.G.
were.
Wells has aged beautifully.
Well, that's the thing with Stainless Steel Rat. I just finished like reading a bunch of Sherlock Holmes, like original printing, so it wasn't even updated language because they've done that in with several books. I think with some of his, and like that felt more modern than Stainless Steel Rat. Like I went from Sherlock Holmes to Stainless Steel Rat, and Stainless Steel Rat felt older.
Hmm. I can see
Yeah,
that.
I thought it was a
But
much better
mostly probably because we're so used to uh, old British dramas and things like that that it doesn't. It's not
There wasn't a lot of slang term used in it.
in Sherlock Holmes or
In Sherlock Holmes, where
right.
there was a lot of slang term
Well,
used in
they're
Stainless Steel Rat.
that could be part of it, but I think we're also familiar with watching British TV shows and things like that that it feels less foreign. Whereas reading, uh, like even Heinlein, I was reading the Puppet Masters last year, and I'm like, oh my god, this
Good
really,
book, good book.
yeah, but it has that same sort of problem that
Not
you
as
didn't like.
bad though. It's not like if it happens once in a while, it's ignorable or at least embraceable. When it's like every fifth word out of the character's mouth, it becomes harder to decipher.
Oh man,
You know what Stainless Steel Rat, when I was reading it in my head, I kept hearing it in like that uh, mid-Atlantic fake accent. It just naturally went there to me.
really.
Mm.
That's what I think got under my
I,
skin.
I pictured it more like watching an old episode of Dragnet or The Man from Uncle or
I
Mission
love
Impossible.
Dragnet. Dragnet's a great show.
It's on my list. Uh, it's on my
Or you
list.
can listen to the radio plays. It was a radio play first.
Mhm. No, I
Same,
want to. I want to. When I do the
out the same time the Shadow was out.
when I do my cop research, I oh wow, it actually stands. That's amazing. I want to really, I don't even want to be on the treadmill when I do that. I want to just like focus on all
You
the
need
little
your
nuances.
notepad out and
Hmm.
take some notes. Scene
Yep,
structuring.
yep, absolutely. But I want to get through a few things on my sci-fi list. I was gonna go for Dark City, but I just for some reason I'm like, okay, I've been wanting to see THX for so long. I mean, literally all my life, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna look
Did
on Roku.
did you
Maybe
create a Tubi account?
I think we have it, but I don't know. I'll have to
Dark
check.
City.
But I was finding so many things, as well as things I'd never heard of. A lot of like really B movie looking things, and I'm like, man, I can't. I literally cannot squeeze more than 2 hours a day uh, dedicated to watching like a movie or
Yeah.
TV with my schedule. And even then, I'm spending half that time on the treadmills, which is really awkward because like I'm on the treadmill and it goes like this, and the TV's over here. So
You gotta fix that, man. You gotta move that treadmill.
there's it's possible, but being the weirdo that I am, I realize that where I've got it, there's a wall like directly in front of the treadmill. There's a wall and a corner. Okay, I'm like,
So if you keep running, you don't go anywhere.
right?
Wham!
You can get you can get a little bracket to put your iPad or whatever
No,
your
what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy some mirrors.
get,
This is starting to
just
sound elaborate.
yeah.
I know it's goofy as hell, but I was doing that because we have another mirror, and the front door is in the same room, and I'm like, I want to keep watching the movie, but I want to have a cigarette and look out my front door. So I'll go open the front door, have a cigarette, and I can just turn around, and there's a mirror, and I can watch the show without being inside because I don't smoke inside. And I'm like, you know what? I bet if I got a mirror over for the corner and like this, it would bounce off and I could just watch it and not like twist my neck like this while I'm running or try to run sideways on the treadmill. Because I know one of these days I'm going to do that and I'm going to misstep and go flying into the other wall.
That would be funny.
It would be hysterical when I come back to the show and I got one of those big old neck braces on, trying
That
to.
would be even more funny. Apparently, Dark City is not on Tubi. It was a week ago, but I think it was on the list of things they were
Yeah, I
taking
don't
off.
understand like why those services like Netflix and shit don't just have their entire catalog up and available to watch. I don't see.
Because the way those things work is they work on 3-year leases
Mm,
instead of like they don't buy them outright. They lease them for a time period, and then they take them off for a while, and then they when there's interest, they'll lease them again, or the rights holder will shift them to another platform for some time, and then
You know what's interesting? I watched a video actually recently. Remember, you guys, you might be too young. Do you remember WKRP in Cincinnati?
Oh dear God,
yes,
Which
I
yes.
is a
do.
good show. You will never ever see it again. And the reason is, at the time, the music companies basically just let them have all those songs because they wanted to use real music. They're like, yeah, sure, free play. And then when, like later on, when they wanted to syndicate it, all of a sudden they want millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Now that ran on syndication here up until about 2005.
Yeah, the licenses came up, and all of a sudden they wanted insane amounts of money. They actually wanted to do a DVD of it. They tried the first season cutting all that stuff out, but it destroyed it because
Yeah.
there's music going on the whole time. So they
That
just
was the case with
So
Beavis and
it's no
Butthead as
longer
well.
available anywhere.
yeah, they don't even bother showing it anywhere because they can't get they can't come up with the money to justify it. Because
Yeah,
it's literally they'd have to be paying like $50 million an episode just in licensing fees for the music, and they're like, we can't do
that is
this.
insane. That show was so good.
It was an awesome show. It was awesome.
The theme song
Well,
was one of those few theme songs from the 80s that didn't suck or wasn't just mediocre.
Yeah,
There was the theme from The Greatest American Hero, that one. I want to say maybe Hill Street Blues, and I know there's a couple I'm forgetting,
Barney
but
Miller had a great theme song.
oh yeah, with the bass
It's,
line that Seinfeld stole. Yeah, that's a tragedy that we won't get to see that.
I'm sure there's somebody who has like bootleg VHSs of them that if you really wanted to, you can hunt them down. But
Yeah,
Does
I
anybody here
don't
play
want to go
zombie
that.
games?
What?
Does anybody
Crafting?
here
What
play
was that?
zombie games?
I work in a factory full of zombies.
what was the acronym for that again? WKRP.
It was
KRP.
KRP in Cincinnati.
Yeah, that was one of the few shows that I could watch with my old man because of
Yeah.
scheduling and stuff, and we just
I was
you know,
trying B. It wasn't giving it to me.
there's a lot of
Uh,
good memories. A lot of great character actors that you rarely saw ever again. Herb Tarlick and Les Nessman.
Yeah, they disappeared.
hmm Obviously Lonnie Anderson. We saw a whole lot more of.
well, if you guys know how to say R really well, here is a link to where you can put on your pirate hat in my reckless rants.
And we can download that to make it permanently ours.
If you know how to say R,
I,
Indeed,
be-
matey,
I believe it's pronounced Yar.
yar,
I believe so.
yar.
Yar.
because that was just
But you have to have a parrot, a hooked hand, and a peg leg.
Hold on a second.
he's got the parrot. Know that. I'm wondering about the peg leg and the because we've got the whole
I have a hat. Will the hat work?
the hat
Yeah,
work.
it's on sideways though.
So somewhere around here, I have an eye patch.
The
Hey, what's
tricorn,
up,
the
Cal?
flat is supposed to be on one side. The point is not supposed to be forward.
Yeah, I know, but it looks cooler that way, doesn't it? Is
It's
it
called
me?
Hollywood.
Yeah, I know, but I know it's supposed to have the flat part, facing forward.
No, no, no. The flat part's supposed to be on the side you carry your gun on. The point is supposed to be clear if you're bringing your rifle over.
But that is a nice hat.
Yes, it is.
As a matter of fact,
Did you
Raven
buy it
loaned
at Dollarama?
Raven loaned us a really nice pirate jacket for Jackie to wear for a photo shoot thing we had to do for an upcoming project.
Did
And
it come with 3 kittens?
no, did not come with 3 kittens.
Did
But
the post office take them out of the box for animal cruelty?
Stamp on the head.
but I said, hey, because he was going to be, he's wearing his pirate outfit. I'm wearing my outfit, and we're posing for this thing. And I'm like, hey, you want
Did
me
you
to
get a poofy shirt?
Oh yeah, he did have a poofy shirt. And I'm like, hey, you want a hat to go with that? He just cut his hair and everything, and he's like, nope. I'm like, you're kidding, right? Nope, don't want the hat. And I'm like, okay, Captain.
It's the first time he hasn't wanted the hat.
I know.
He
I
always
was like,
wants the hat.
I mean, he literally has. I cleaned up his room when he was on vacation in Mexico because I was that bored, and I counted like 35 different hats.
You should get him a hat rack.
Yeah, I should, but that would consist of building a new room. Otherwise, the hat rack would be
No, they
like.
go on the wall.
Well, I've got some pegs and hooks throughout the house for different hats in different places. But I mean, it would literally be like a wall of hats, and
Yeah,
we don't
it
we
would
don't
look
have
cool. It'd be,
we don't
it'd be
actually
better
have
than some of
place.
his weirder flags.
You're probably not wrong there either. He's got some weird flags.
Yeah.
If you see a flag dedicated to the coalition of riffs, then you need to be worried. Or maybe not
No,
actually.
trust me. There's
You're pretty
other
much everything
flags I
you
would
agree.
worry about more than that.
Yes.
Shadow, the joke was that you and the coalition would get along.
I
Anything
know.
anything from not Earth, you get rid of. You
Yes,
have the belief anything not from Earth is a demon.
yes. Well, because they are.
He knows he was there.
I was there back in the before times.
No long, long ago.
Unless they look like elves, then, you know.
Well, no. Yes and no. I'll tolerate their presence for a little bit, but then, you know, up against the wall. Just saying,
Up against the wall.
up against the wall. Yeah.
Yeah. That's harsh, man. What did Errolyn ever do to you?
It's a very hot hat.
Oh, I ever tell you about, like, I own a Russian Navy storm mask? Ever tell you guys about that? I think I told Shadow this story.
Possibly refresh my memory and everybody else's.
It's called a Pellegrina, right? It kind of looks like an executioner's hood, but it's got a faceplate.
Okay.
Yeah, that lifts up, comes down. That thing's hot. I got it as a joke, and I had it in my coat pocket. And it was the coldest day in like a decade. And I was like, I'm freezing my ass off. And I remembered it was in my trench coat's inner pocket, so I pulled it out, put it on, and I immediately had to take it off because it was too hot.
That's pretty
It
rough.
was like 1 step, 2 step. No, this thing's coming off.
I was half expecting to hear, and then the cops were called.
Yeah, like DM James the other day.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened?
He went outside with his Death Corps of Krieg costume on in Florida,
God.
and somebody called the cops on
Mistaking his las rifle for an AK.
Dumbass.
I just picture him getting cuffed and put in the back of a car for the emperor.
Die, Xeno scum! Ow!
him. That is so sad. I mean, I've literally been on city buses with people with swords and costumes on, going to costume parties, and
Yeah.
everybody just thought that was the greatest thing, funny, etc. And now that could end you in prison.
Yep. Oh.
It's just pitiful how far we've sunk. Not
So,
you, me, and everybody who's watching, but
No, we've sung pretty bad.
so
well, we've sunk in different ways.
when I bought that mask, right? Like it has a faceplate. It covers everything but your eyes when
Uh,
you got the faceplate down, but it folds up and it's got that kind of like look that Russian hat look. But nonetheless, I got my brother to put it on with the faceplate down and ordered 2 milkshakes from Wendy's. He's like, put this on, order. I said, I'll buy you a milkshake, but you got to order it wearing this. So he went to go put it on with the faceplate up. Said, no, faceplate down. It's funnier that way. He walked up to the counter, and the lady behind the counter just like you would think she was panicking because of how fast she hit the ground, but the laughter was too hard. It's just like that. It was before cell phone cameras were popular, or I would show you video footage because it was so fucking hilarious.
Give me a milkshake or feel the power of the dark side.
Oh, I'm
that's
gonna
that's
find that thing, man. I keep meaning to find that thing. Oh, oh. I really wish I had had a cell phone camera at that time because I would have filmed the shit out of that.
Oh, I'm so pissed. My fucking phone died. And I brought it into the place. It's still under warranty. I bought the
Yeah.
insurance, and they basically told me to get bent and buy a new phone.
That's a warranty fraud.
They said it's not us. That's Samsung actually makes the phone, so you got to like call them and deal with it.
Yeah.
It's like I bought the phone from you. Give me a new
Yeah.
phone. They're like,
and
no, we
and,
don't do
and
that.
they're actually supposed to honor that warranty. They're the ones um, supposed to pull a new unit off the shelf, hand it to you, and then bill Samsung for it.
That's what I thought was the case, but they insist no.
Yeah, you look up the law and then go back there with the because that's actually U.S. federal law. Uh, fuck, Rossman did a whole breakdown on it.
who.
Fuck, his first name is escaping me. I'm looking him up. Louis Rossman. Uh,
Yeah, and it was not a cheap phone. It was like 350 freaking bucks.
Really?
Bastards.
yeah.
Now they have to go onto my bombing list, my extensive bombing list. I
350
need to
Yeah.
catch
bucks.
up on that.
Can it saw wood?
What's up?
Can it, $250. Can your phone saw wood?
No, it should be able to do something
Then it's too
impressive though.
expensive.
With that kind of money.
Yeah.
Make a martini or something.
My personal one only cost me $97, but I bought an older model, and then the company one
I
cost
only
me
paid
nothing.
80 for mine.
Yeah, Canadian prices, bro.
Oh right.
Yeah, that's not real money. It's like monopoly money, only worth less.
Yeah, but up until Trudeau, we had more buying power with ours than you did.
When does he
Uh,
come up for eradication?
who the fuck knows? They potentially can run indefinitely. We don't have term limits here,
He needs a
and
breathing limit.
yes, and he needed that 20 years ago.
Look, I get you're
How
the
long has he
son of
been
a
in
celebrity.
office?
Oh,
He's been there a while, hasn't he? Like 8 years or
Justin
something?
Trudeau.
You should know, Shadow. He's been in office since before you were a child. And that's saying something.
There's no way he looks the way he looks, and is that old.
He's only 52.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's the adrenochrome.
Nah, you beat me to it, Doc. Seriously, I literally would have guessed like 40 something, not 50 something.
Nah, it's just face makeup. It's a moisturizer.
Yeah, the black face does wonders for your skin.
Yeah. 2015, so 9 years.
Ooh. Why does this keep happening? Are you guys just like complete masochists?
Yeah, pretty much. And doesn't help that the opposition puts up mental retards.
I roll my
Like
dice with the retards
seriously.
this time.
So would I, but you know,
There's always rumors that Peterson is going to run, but he never quite does it.
oh, you see what I mean? Like absolute freaking. I hang my head in shame for that guy, man.
Who's that? Peterson?
Peterson, yeah, he is an example of finding defeat in victory. Uh, I don't know. It's one of those things.
Pretty sure that's supposed to be the other way around, isn't it?
Yeah, you're supposed to like have bad odds and find a way to be
Yeah,
victorious. This
victory and
guy
defeat, not
has,
defeat and victory. That's
yeah,
pathetic.
yeah. Well, that was the point.
What on earth is Shadow doing?
He's taking a poop.
No, he's having a smoke break.
Ah, thought you were doing a little home demo work or something.
No. I try to cover all
The
those
sun.
bases before I do the show. I've got a pretty good routine going before I
Oh,
do a weekday show.
somebody needs to get a soundboard and get a bunch of different things on it, and that includes every time
Someone
Justin
needs
or
to
one
take.
of us makes it. Sorry.
Someone needs to take Doc's pen away from him.
I'm good. Sorry.
Don't forget, there's a microphone.
You're doing the clicky thing, yeah.
Yeah,
I do the clicky thing. I can't help it.
I know. You're
I roll with
jonesing.
the tism.
That's why I paint and chill or assemble or something while I'm doing these shows.
But yes, someone needs to get a soundboard. or at least find the soundboard plugin that's half decent for your computer.
And one of the things that needs to be on there is Darkwing Duck saying, "Come, little running gag," for every time one of us
What?
says something about Shadow's age or
Uh-huh.
porn jokes. No.
Well,
Come, little
I-
running gag. It's literally a Native American joke.
Oh,
that's a good one.
Because the joke through the episode was every time somebody said something I think Darkwing didn't like or something like that, they'd get a pie to the face, and at the end he goes, "Come, little running gag," and then the main quote unquote bad guy gets a pie to the face.
a running gag.
We need to bring that back. God, I miss that, the old pie in the face.
Yeah, it has different connotations these days.
Yeah, well, it also has certain people.
That's what I was
you
talking
give me
about.
a
What are
pie
you
to the
talking
face,
about?
you would immediately get pissed off. Of course, part of my thing is you just wasted food.
know what I was always annoyed by? When people did the pie in the face and it was just whipped cream.
Yeah, it's gonna have the lemon meringue.
Yeah, you need an actual pie.
You know, I think I know how we should do it.
It's cheaper. It's cheaper to do the.
Someone has to volunteer and then show people how it's done when you get it. You know, you're supposed to laugh as well. You know what I mean? Not get all butt hurt. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, if I knew it was coming, I could be fine. It's at the random here, slap right pie to the face.
Well,
would piss
that's
me
the
off.
joke. It's
Yeah,
to
yeah,
see
that
how much
is-
of a chill guy
You're
you are.
supposed to not expect it, but the first time it has to be staged so someone can show people how you react and not how you overreact and go postal.
When we all
Yeah.
come out to Texas to the grand opening of
I get a pie in the face. I am right there with you guys. I will be.
Shadows.
No, not one pie to the face. We actually do a lineup with $1
It's gonna
per
be a
pie.
train. It's gonna be a train of pies in the
Hey,
face.
as long as it's banana cream, I'm fine.
Bring an air cannon, stick a pie in there.
What do you mean? I thought it was going to be basil pies.
Just not pecan. I think that would kind of hurt.
Wait,
Ooh, yeah,
what's
that
the
would.
herb you're allergic to again?
Nothing. Strawberries.
Okay, then it'll be strawberry pie.
Strawberry cream pie. Is there such a
Gotta
thing?
do something like kiwi so it burns
Yeah.
the eyes horribly.
Lemon meringue would do that too.
No, because it's solidified. It's just gonna be like slices of lemon, so the juices can. It's gonna be a strawberry base with cream and little wedges of lemon. So when they squeeze,
I don't know what we need
and
to
maybe
do.
some razor blades, so there'll be little lacerations.
What we need to do is
so the next pie stinks more.
people people pay for $1 for a slice of pie and then $1 for condiments.
Condom. No, man. We're all just picking up a pie and throwing it in this guy's face, one after the other.
Walnuts.
Just remind me to bring an extra suit. Remind me to bring an extra suit, and the dry cleaning bill will be on you.
No. That's not how this works. We're actually billing you for the pies.
See, I
Hey, if
was
you're gonna
thinking
fly-
more along the lines of making
You know what,
money
Justin?
off
If
of
you're gonna fly down from to Texas, that's a small price to pay.
You're paying for the plane ticket and the
Oh
hotel
yeah,
room, too.
right. We'll start that GoFundMe now, and sometime in 2080, we'll be able to pay for it.
Oh, the scary part about that is you'd be amazed how many people help fund vacations and GoFundMes. It's like you have people who literally need cancer treatments and shit like that, but you're funding the guy who wants to go take a vacation in Hong Kong.
I'm telling you, if Raven were to start a GoFundMe for her, Home for Wayward Cats and Raccoons, she'd be a millionaire in like a month. You know what I mean?
Well, I think she'd make more money if she started a GoFundMe for her cat barbecue.
We have people lined up for miles for a slice of that. I'm sure.
I think we should lobby our governments to not make it illegal to cook cats and serve them cat meat.
Raven. Now I've said it like Beetlejuice. Now she has to show up.
Raven. Raven, 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 Raven. That's what we need on the soundboard. Just
Someone saying Raven 3 times.
Raven, Raven, Raven.
Sasquatch is not real.
Oh, there you go.
Bigfoot. Bigfoot's only got 1 foot.
Oh,
It's
there we
a
go.
size 9.
Raven, get a part of Raven's little spiel about
Millimeters.
Bigfoot, and then in that same little voice clip, it goes to Justin saying Bigfoot's only on 1 foot.
Hey, Beelzebub.
Hey, Bubba, what's happening, brother?
I see Omen Owl just showed up long enough to say hi, bye, and leave again.
I know. I guess he's
His
having
computer shut down. or
either
whatever.
computers or his boy needed something. You know,
Yeah.
I got all these cool 3D minis from this one company, not company, but printer, whatever. And he sent along a couple of freebies, which I really appreciate,
Always cool.
including this really cool like werewolf lord. And I got to glue
Nice.
his
Do
massive
we need to
weapon,
talk about nodding again?
but no base, no freaking base for this one.
No base.
Oh no, you're
Well, if
gonna
he's
have
printing off of STL files,
$1 for 100 of them.
they don't all get bases. But I think if you're selling miniatures, that's one of the things I don't like about Reaper. They don't always sell bases
what's up,
with
OG?
their miniatures, and they should.
Yeah. AliExpress, I think it was like 140 millimeter bases for like $16 or something like that. And obviously they had smaller ones.
Yeah,
I need
I
to check
ordered,
some of those out.
I ordered 5 minis, right, from this guy, and I ended up getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. So that's pretty
Nice.
that's pretty sweet, right?
Mm-hmm.
But does this really the biggest one he actually sent, the werewolf dude? No freaking base. Not that I don't have a crap ton of bases, yeah, because it's all about the base.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to go dig for something, and I'm lazy and disorganized, so that's gonna be a bit of an issue. But I just really, I mean, it could be,
I'll be right back.
it could be, I suppose it could be a knoll, but I mean, this is a badass miniature.
Oh,
And so
yeah,
are some of the other ones that I'll show off later. But if I hold them up, you won't
I
be able
can't
to
wait till you have space for 3D printing because we're going to hear every week about the different miniatures you find on the multiple 3D different printing sites.
You will. You absolutely will. But unfortunately, that probably won't be till Texas when I can do something like that. But then
Yeah.
it'll be all about that, and there won't be a dude in any of the miniatures. It'll just be chicks.
Well, the Elegoo is selling their next generation. Well, at this point, previous generation, but next generation to even what I have currently for only a couple $100.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't be the money for the printer or the resin or the stations or any of that crap. It would be the shelves.
Ah, fair.
I mean,
My shed has built-in shelves, so I'm good on that.
no, I mean to display everything that I printed.
Oh, right. Oh, there's where part of my crux is. That's part of the reason why I'm selling stuff. If I had the space to actually keep it, I wouldn't be selling most of it. I'd be actually looking for stuff.
But you'd have an auditorium full of miniatures.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Me too. That Deja Thoris Justin sent me. I'm like, yep, I need that in my collection, but it's kind of steep for an STL. It was like what, $30. I'm like, really? You know, because
Actually, for an STL of that size, $30 is not bad.
how big is it?
Also for that detail. Yes, I know you can find stuff like that at the same detail, but part of what you're paying for it isn't just because depending on where he got it, I'm pretty sure I know one of the spots he could have gotten it from. They also pay for licensing.
Okay,
So you're not just paying for,
which is really weird because you know, I guarantee the name is really what's selling that more than the sculpt, which is beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but you throw her name on something and you'd be amazed how how much money it can bring in because of that. Now,
Oh,
just
that one doesn't have her name on it.
no, it does.
Okay, then yeah, then they're paying for licensing.
The,
Otherwise,
the,
they'd get in
yeah,
trouble
because
for
but I don't remember. Do you
calling a
remember
tab.
how what scale or size that was?
I didn't actually check because my printer's not up and running right now, and
Because I just assumed it
I
was
actually
like
should look at that one because that one's good for painting skin. I really need to learn to paint skin better.
yeah, I could have swore that was only like 28 millimeter, maybe 32, 33, or something like that.
No, $30 for one of those. She's got to be 72 millimeter. They wouldn't charge you that much for a 32 millimeter scale. I know because the ones I've been checking out, the ones that are 32 millimeter, the most they usually charge you is $20, but that's usually for something that's hyper detail, something you don't want to print on your average printer.
What are you talking about?
Okay,
Oh, the
there he is.
Daedalus miniature or a model that you showed earlier or last stream, something like that.
That's a 3D print. Yeah, yeah. That's an artisan
Yeah,
site,
so
but yeah,
she's a 72 millimeter, right? Or
yeah.
77 millimeter.
Well, let me turn my camera on.
Something like that. It's not
She
28.
should be about 8 or 9 inches tall.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because
yeah, well, that's what I thought.
the what do you call it? The Vampirella that I'm still working on.
Yeah, bigger than that.
Okay, I need to finish that one.
But you could
Yeah,
scale it down to that stuff.
most of the time when you're talking a $30 miniature, they're automatically scaled for small statues.
Yeah, I did not back that Kickstarter. There was nothing about it that instantly appealed to me. Um, Off grid. I've got 20 games just like it, and the hype to me seemed over the top.
Yeah, I
And
put a
Yeah.
Kickstarter in the miniature section. I don't know what game it was, but I thought it had some interesting miniatures. So
In
though
the
it doesn't
what
go live
section?
for a couple more days.
yeah,
Oh, that's this one.
no, Shadow Dark's already been delivered for the most part.
Oh,
It,
okay.
it's done and done. Uh,
What section did you say you put it in?
The mini section of Shadow's Discord.
The mini section.
well, that oh, you know what? I do have
I
two more
did put it
things
in
I can
Shadows,
do.
right? Oh no, I didn't put it in. Why?
You put in Justin's.
Oh, let me go get it out of one of the other Discords. No, I put it in Bruce's. I put it in
Okay, now
James, but for some reason I didn't put it in yours.
where is
That seems like an oversight.
Where would I, if I was brush on primer, where would I be? Maybe over here. Could be way over there. It could be way over there. But
Okay, now it's in Shadow's miniature section. Ugh,
thank you.
I hate it when I do that kind
I
of
got a
stuff.
bolt, guys. I got to deal with laundry. I will catch you
Party
guys
on,
later.
man.
Okay, take care.
Mm. See ya.
We'll see you Saturday, maybe.
See you then.
Okay, take care, man.
Mm.
Okay, now I literally have to go through every bottle of paint to find this damn brush on primer.
What is it, an
I
advent
had
calendar?
pardon.
Oh, this thing that crafting put in your thing. It looks like an advent calendar.
I know.
Yeah, Dean, I
I
can
put it in
see
there
how
because it
that
had
could.
interest. Sorry.
Shadow.
Oh, I was just reading Dean Paul's. I hope looking up historical prices of Pervitin on Google isn't going to come back and bite me. With a name like that, I
Yeah.
can
Eh.
see it happening.
But I just I don't really know what it's about. All I know is, ooh, these are some cool miniatures.
Yeah, mini advent calendar. So these minis are from somewhere. Um, so you could probably get them cheaper than this box set. Forbidden Arts.
Grid. I'd be willing to go through the PDF and see how it differs from anything else that's already out there. But I don't know, man. I've heard both sides of the pros and cons of that game, and I'm kind of set in my ways. And
Um,
I'm in Bloodworth's Castles and Crusades game, and it's the people that I've been playing with for a year and a half that keep me hanging on in it because I'm not impressed with Castles and Crusades over any other game I've ever played. Uh, it's not better. It's not worse by leaps and bounds, but it's definitely not better. So if you're having fun, that's all that really matters, bro. And I'd be curious to know you're who you're in that game with because it could be some of the people that I game with on Tuesday nights. In which case, they're a good bunch of players. Oh, that was not what I was hoping for. Okay, now I've got way too much paint coming out of this bottle. I hate that. It's the only thing I don't like about
Oh,
dropper
same here.
bottles is when they get clogged and you shake them up and then you finally get the paint to come out and it just comes out like
A
crazy.
chewy. Yeah, I hate that.
But I
hmm.
hate the Citadel bottles. I freaking absolutely. As soon as I get one of them, I save my old Army Painter or Vallejo bottles and I'll just transfer it. Um,
Yeah, I got to see about getting one of those
the
3D
the
prints that
what?
lets me do that because as soon as I can, I want to do that with my Citadels. I like the Citadel paint; it thins nicely, but those bottles suck. Sorry, Justin.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna ask what paints you were talking about because I missed that.
Oh,
The Citadel paints. Yeah,
I like the paint, but the bottle sucks.
I'm becoming a really big fan of Reaper paints.
you
When
can
you
buy
want,
dropper bottles from Amazon.
yeah, I just save the old ones. I've got
Yeah,
about
no, I'm just like saying if you're like jonesing for that, that they
Well, I
are
might have
commercially
to.
available.
Just,
Uh,
I'm going through my paint slowly enough. It could be quite some time before I'm in a position to transfer
well,
paint
let me go through
them into
my
another game.
collection and see how many I've got. I might be able to just send you some, dude. No
That'd be
point
awesome.
in no point in paying $15 for a bunch of dropper bottles if I've got.
they sell them at the dollar store as well, but you know what I mean.
Uh,
Usually it's a pack of
maybe
5 for a buck or two.
I
I've
don't know
not
if they
seen them,
sell
but
them at
I've
my
seen
dollar
some other.
store, but I haven't looked
Yeah,
at
I
them.
Uh,
haven't.
you check the craft aisle. There's usually like near the where they have like the popsicle sticks and shit like that.
Mhm.
They'll have a row of
Oh
those
yeah,
kinds of things.
our Dollar Trees out here
Yeah.
are take care off grid. Hey, seriously, if you want to send me a PDF of that, I wouldn't say no.
Of
Shadow Dark.
yeah, I'm trying to do that right now.
I'm
It's just a little big to move through Discord. Uh,
Oh,
oh
I
really?
don't know. Uh,
Yeah, I like
do
Axe as well, Dean. Uh, it's not perfect, and I've got what do I have for Axe? I've got the first two books uh, cracks, and it's all right. But it doesn't do what I want for everything. It's still incomplete. I know they're doing a second edition, but this was given to me. Gosh, I forget you. Hey, what's up? When you warm up, we were just talking about you. I'm working on my stuff.
Mm-hmm. How do I move
Oh.
this to?
Two things. One, to help make it easier, since I'm having more of interested in the serial killer, I decided to make the story that I'm writing for the challenge I admitted to be this, basically be the adventure you guys went on when I first play tested my game for Table Breakers.
Oh, okay.
And
Hey,
two,
real quick. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, two. Oh crap, where was I going with this?
Well, you remember that mini warm-up. Can we Zenithal before we start the challenge, or do we have to wait to do that? Um, not a huge issue, but I do have everything primed and ready to go, and was kind of hoping to get on to doing the Zenithal before I start, because I've got, 3 or 4 days before September is actually here. I actually asked you in the comment section of that video today, because I was like, oh, hey, I should ask him, and then it's the only way I
Yeah, because
know
I
how
got
to
a
get
few
over.
things that are already primed and ready to go that I could use as the challenge as an excuse to get painted now instead of him hawing around.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, go for it, is what he says.
Cool,
Anyway, I remember
cool.
the
I
other
mean,
thing.
it's
Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna dry brush it. If I was airbrushing or rattle canning, I could see how it would be uh, not an issue, but I appreciate it because I've got like 55 minis I'm gonna shoot for, and one of them is already zenithaled, and I'm gonna have to watch a video to paint this one, because if you look on the box art, it's like, oh my god, it's got so much source lighting. Like, I will never be able to pull that off. Is this Raven? It is Raven, Queen of, what did she write for herself? Queen of the Cats, Queen of the Big Feet.
No. She needs to be queen of the Sasquatch. She has been told everything by them, and she knows all their secrets. She is trapped in their secret smoking
No,
huts.
she has 400 cats, bro.
I don't have 400 cats.
Yeah. Oh, so it's
Yet.
500 now, huh?
No.
Queen of the
Queen
Woo
of the
Woo.
Woo Woo.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Queen of the Cats sounds better, but okay.
Go ahead, change it then.
Oh, no.
That's what Bear says. I'm the queen of Google.
I could see, for the uninitiated, I could see how they might not know what that means and think something weirder than it is, which is
I don't
hard
think of
to
that.
do. It's kind of harder to do, but there's some pervy guys out there, some really thirsty motherfuckers. Um, check this out. I had these two minis that I had painted, and I screwed them up, right. Uh, you see, what I'm trying to show you is the base. I actually dumped the whole mini into a little bottle of LA's Awesome to strip the paint, and it stripped the paint just fine. But it didn't take the paint off the orangish base, which is like, I do this standard sort of Mars looking base, so all my sci-fi miniatures look like they're on the same planet, and it did not take off a drop of the orange at all, which is just orange and washes over sand. And I was like, oh man, what's going to happen if that, starts taking off the paint or the sand? I'm going to have to redo that. And I'm like, it didn't even phase it. So that was kind of cool. So what are you painting tonight,
I
Raven?
remember.
I'm going to be painting this cabinet that I'll be putting the miniatures and some crystals in. And I'm just.
I guess that counts. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does that count? I mean,
It's
technically,
about
it's
miniatures.
painting.
It half
I am
counts, so she doesn't
painting.
get in trouble at least.
It would be
All
spray
right.
painting at first, but Spray painting is still painting, is it not?
Okay. I'm just trying to be pedantic.
Anyway, I finally remembered what the other thing I was going to talk about was. The other thing
Oh, I
is
like
I'm
that,
trying
George.
the.
Lady of the Ley
Oh,
Lines.
sorry.
That's cool.
Ah,
I'm gonna switch my title.
I'm
Crafting, go
trying
ahead.
the foreshadowings. Justin said my first book was missing about the Hoffman showing up with the robot. Well, showing up the first time with the army, I should say.
Okay.
Justin said there wasn't enough foreshadowing of that. He's kind of right. My character, I think, says once or maybe twice that guys like him might show up. I'm just hoping I'm not hitting it with a sledgehammer in my next book about the foreshadowing of what'll happen at the end. Because Shadow knows the city gets attacked.
So when the guy shows up the first time with the army of guys,
Yeah.
right? Instead of it being an army of guys, have like one or two guys, and then move that to like the midpoint of the story or earlier. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. With the way I have it set up for at least the chapter beforehand, I could probably move it to that chapter and flip the two without affecting the story too much.
Yeah.
Maybe even flip it one more beyond that because I do have a lot of intermediate chapters where there isn't too much happening.
Yep.
With my airship story, I'm gonna have to go back over it because like there's a whole bunch of instances where I don't want to name something because I want you to be able to use it for your own world.
Yeah.
Like names
Well,
of
are you doing, out of curiosity, are you doing one of the four primary nations, or are you doing a small out of the way nation?
I think it's probably a primary, whichever one actually calls itself an empire. So I
Oh,
guess
well, there are empire. The four primary the nations are just called that because for simplicity. The four primary nations are the four largest land masses. If you're talking just even something the size of Pangea, it's not the largest landmass.
sorry
In
guys in
fact,
the chat.
Pangea looks like from space. Pangea would look like a pebble on Jupiter.
You guys are terrible in chat.
What's going on in chat?
Oh, just some really bad puns and jokes. Got a teddy
So,
bear on a plastic bottle cap as a monument that needs to be flat gray. Okay. Really need to finish up this adventure I made today. Gonna toss it out for free after I make some maps. Cool. Cool. I'll check it out.
okay. Ooh, here's a good question, Shadow. What element or what are you basing it in general under a general sun, or are you putting it in a specific sun?
Shadow, if you want to grab what I just sent you and copy it quick so I can delete it.
Okay.
Especially if you. Sorry. Let you do
Okay.
that then.
Hold on a second. It's in Discord, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I sent it to you directly.
What is
So
it?
Raven, with all your cats, are you going to join us for
It's a PDF in one.
the next challenge, which is serial killers?
Hmm.
Your cats have. I guarantee your cats have plenty of stories about that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
in 4
me too.
weeks.
I need access.
Do you need access?
Yeah, that's what it said.
Uh,
Access is
Okay.
then I did then requested access.
okay.
Currently,
How the fuck do you do that?
You go to your Google and
you should get like a message requesting access. That's what happened with me last time. A couple times that I did that.
Yeah. I'll refresh that, see if it popped up. Try it now.
okie dokie.
We just switch it to anyone with the link.
Well, wait a minute.
What
What's
is
the
it
wrong
again?
place?
I didn't get to hear you. I did,
It's just a PDF you wanted. Uh,
I think I said something to Raven, but I forgot what it was because it was you being
That's
sarcastic.
requested access, and it says request sent.
I'm not seeing it here.
Back. Hey, Raven.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it still says I need access.
Yeah.
It also says a suspicious site, and I said go anyways.
Yeah, I'm gonna resend it with the change the admin to it. Sorry about this, everybody, but it's
It's okay.
Yeah, I haven't watched Black Lodge in quite a while. Same with Double
yeah,
D. I haven't watched him in a while either. Um,
yeah,
it's getting harder and harder to follow everybody that I want to stay up to date with
Yeah,
what.
after a certain point, I just gave up with that, and it's like, oh, watch this channel. I don't have the time. Sorry.
yeah. I be honest with you, I tried Double D a few times, but it's just not my thing. And I don't know, the Black Lodge guys, they they've gotten kind of milk toast over the last couple of months, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree, Dean. A little overproduced and a little too chasing that negativity that I just um, it, it,
Yeah,
I instantly can feel myself being dragged into certain modes that I don't want to be in. Now, mind you, if he's bagging on Condor, I'll be there in a heartbeat. Otherwise, I would rather just say hi and bye. Appreciate what you do because some of the things he's done I really did appreciate, but for the most part, I want to be entertained and not part of a lynch mob or whatever. Um, unless someone's egregiously out there messing with other people, I don't care. I'm never going to meet these people, and who knows? They might want to come to my shop someday or show up at uh, a convention that I hold. Come on in. Maybe we can game and put all that crap, leave that at the door, and have a good game. And like Bubba says, now they're piling into pundit tonight. I don't know the guy. I saw one of his videos. Um, I don't think he and I could hang out. Maybe be in a game, but more than likely, I would probably nope out of his game because it was, to be honest, too boring for me. What I want is stuff that I haven't done before, and I've been in a lot of games, so that's kind of a high bar to set for me to be into a game, unless it's if Pundit was running a game with the right groups and they said, okay, Shadow, you got to be in this game. Okay, I'd be there for the
I
guys,
still wouldn't.
but eh, no worries, mini warm up. We will be here for a while. That sounds really good. I had corn dogs. Um,
Yeah, I had a couple of hot dogs earlier.
okay, see, that's not good either, man. I like Basic Expert, but I watch more of the Red Room's content than I do his. Uh,
Hmm.
not like I'm taking a side, but I really do like what I've seen from Red Room. And as much as I like John, it's like not getting involved. That's between you guys. I'm going to keep buying their books. Whether I'm going to buy anything from the Basic Expert or not, I don't know. He likes dice pools. I don't. That right off the bat tells me I might not like his stuff. And he was supposed to send me a PDF of his Western game, and I guess he forgot. And as it turns out, I seriously doubt he put out a better Western game than Red Room. Just saying, if he did, that's freaking amazing, and I want to see it. But if it's dice pools, then like you don't need that. It's just it's gimmicky
Mm.
crap that I
It's
I,
like
I,
XP points. It's not role playing.
I mean, it is still got to be a game, and you got to have some rules. If that's one you're not cool with, I get it. But you know,
So that's why I did the. It could potentially be lazy, but I took the route of if you want to do role play, then give XP for that. If you want to be combat monkeys, do XP for that.
why can't you do both?
Or if you want, you can do both. Yeah.
I mean, just
Well, it literally
Why
says
do
it says
any?
well, because that's the way it was in the beginning, and that was a way
Yeah.
to gauge
the
how
reason
much
why you
you
get
have.
sorry.
It was a way to gauge how much you have grown through your actions. It's very
and
mechanical, but it
and the
did
point
make sense.
and the purpose for experience is to gain for getting levels. In my game, is you also gain points you can spend on special abilities, spells, and
Yeah,
other things.
it's
Most
just
of
a
them you are
measuring.
meant to create.
Bubba, them's fighting words.
But
I
them
don't
still
drink
works.
heavily enough to go all the way
So
shut
the purpose of levels in my game is literally to balance the fact that most players are going to want to immediately make god-killing powers if you don't set certain limitations right off the bat.
Yeah, it's called the second they try that, they become corrupted and blow up, like Jafar at the end of Aladdin.
What in the?
You see,
That
that's
that was
what happens to you when you go for
yeah. The
god level
demons come
powers.
right into your soul. Raven, you still there with us? Because we got nothing but a black screen. Not even your name. Or maybe
She
if I
just,
pick.
that sound was her cutting a cat in half
Mm,
or being eaten by a cat. I have no idea.
don't give it time, Dean. At some point, he blocks everybody, um, which is just you know, at the very least, if I was going to block someone, I'd be like, I
I've
am
been
blocking
blocked
you.
by
I
Shauna
would tell you, I
twice.
am blocking you. Um, just so that you know you understand and I understand. I don't ever want to hear from you, and the last thing I want to do is hear my name come out of your mouth. But I'm
This is a time I need to pull up an ad for that T-shirt.
yeah. It was funny. The did you watch the Razor Fist review I did, right? Okay. Uh, just checking my memories. I'm old. Uh,
Did you manage to get that stupid PDF? Because I resent it with all permissions.
hey, what's up, Squirrel? Long time
Yeah,
no
I
see.
was still
Squirrel.
waiting to talk about what I was talking about earlier until I knew what was going on with that PDF.
What were you talking about earlier?
Oh, trying to figure out because if Shadow isn't using one of the primary, like one of the largest continents, if he's just using something even the size of Pangea, it can be one of the side places. In which case, he can name it what he wants.
Yeah.
Why is it? It's still doing the same thing.
You go to the new one I sent.
Yeah. The lower of the two. The one you sent at. There's no timestamp here. Maybe if I try Google sign in first.
Yep.
Says I still need access.
It's not popping up here. When you get those pop-ups, where do they show up?
Uh,
As soon as I hold on, I click on the link, either one. But not, I mean, because there's the
No.
link. There's the
When
link,
when
and then
I've requested them from you, where do they show up?
Up in Google Docs, on like the upper right hand side, there's a place. And there'll be like a little red or blue dot, and you got to click on that. That's uh, like alerting you that you have a message, and then you click on that, and then you bring up uh, the access page, and you can tell who can and can't access it.
Hmm.
You know what? Let me try something weird. Go into Google Docs on my own and see if anything's
Because
there.
it's a OneDrive file, not a document file, right? Like,
Yeah, there's nothing here either.
All right, time to take the chainsaw to the computer.
yeah,
Teach it a
Okay,
lesson.
you know what?
let's deal with this after.
Yeah. But crafting, I'm going to send you, even though I will regret doing this. I'm going to send you access to my story so that you can do your magic as well as understand what I'm like the area so
Oh,
that
be
hold on.
glad I'm not even an amateur editor.
Well, the things you
$20 an
did,
hour.
well, yeah, I would.
That's ridiculous.
You,
Bubba, that's not true. You could talk to me
you,
for
and
about 10
Justin and
minutes.
Raven have been invaluable, and will get some credits where credits are due in whatever I publish in the forwards and stuff like that. The three of you guys have.
You need
Yeah.
to you need to do work too, man. Like myself and
Yeah. In fact, the prices of what you can make for doing editing has made me consider learning to do editing, but it is a tedious process on the same time.
yeah.
You know what? I don't want to hang out with those people, Bubba. If that's the case, you're one of my favorite channels. I'm not even kidding. There's like 4 or 5 channels that if I see something pop up by them, I hit it immediately. I don't care what I'm doing, unless well,
You're
you know,
pooping.
right? Um, and yeah, seriously. And Squirrel, if you've never been blocked by him, you're doing something wrong, in my opinion. Um, just saying. Take care, Dean. Stay tuned. I will be doing another God Wars video next week, probably Monday. Uh, I just need to compile some more notes, and I like when a video is doing like crappy. I'm not in a hurry to do the next one, so that maybe on the off chance that some people will actually see it and be bored and be like, yeah, I'll watch this while I'm doing the dishes or something. Uh,
You need to
Anytime, Bubba. And I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass, dude. You are hysterical. Why YouTube has done you dirty like they have is beyond me, man. Just I watch channels that are way more, you know, controversial. Let's just say, but seriously, man, if you guys aren't subscribed to DM Beelzebubba, go do it. Do it now, uh, and do it often. You can't really
Do it! Do it now!
Nice. So what color are you painting, Raven? Your cabinets.
mauve.
Taupe.
She's painting them Tolkien.
She's painting them with the color out of darkness.
Only she can see it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good news. I can zenithal these 50 some odd minis, and I have to call it. I'm not going to add any more to the pile because as it stands, I might not get them all done.
Okay, I tried converting that to a doc file and sending it to you.
And it blew
But
up.
what's up, doc? Um, so it might be there, but when you open it up, move it to somewhere, like download it to your PC so I can delete it.
Yeah, definitely putting tags is a huge help if you go into YouTube Studio and do that, as well as making sure your spelling is correct and spacing and
Yeah, yeah.
things I never do. Um, those who can't do teach kind of thing.
Most. We're still wondering, John Carter of Most.
Didn't I fix that?
Yeah, you fixed it, but
Okay.
like hours after we told you to.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it won't let me even access the video after the fact.
Uh, no, you're just having Raven problems.
No, it's always been the case when I do a live stream. It doesn't show up until several hours later, so that I can edit the thumbnail because it always just randomly picks a picture and says, "Okay, this is your thumbnail,"
Yeah.
or does the restream, and I like to go in later and at least pick one of the three options they give me, so that it'll let people know that Justin's in the show, so they won't watch it, or if somebody new is in the show, that will sometimes encourage people to watch it, even though Justin's in the thumbnail.
Yeah. People love me, bro. I'm half the reason why you still got an audience.
Oh, no! If you go, if you have, do you have YouTube Studio? When you hit the edit button and then the other edit button, it'll bring up the option to put in tags, and then you just type your like say it's Dungeons and Dragons, then you hit comma, and then that'll put that as a tag. Then another one, comma, another one, and that really freaking helps. I put in things like Dungeons and Dragons, role playing games, a
Uh,
lot of dumb things, but you'd be
yeah.
surprised how just by doing that we'll get
Now,
more views.
if you're gonna create like, you have to look up how to do it because I don't remember how to. But like my description, I saved it as a default on mine, so it'll automatically put it in there every time I start up a YouTube video.
Do you have YouTube Studio? If you don't have the app or it's not on your computer or something, get it, download it for your channel, and there's a lot of different things. It'll bring up your analytics.
That's in the back panel right there on YouTube. You don't need to download the app.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it is for some devices, but not all of them.
On a normal PC, yeah, it's there.
On my tablets and stuff like that, it's not. But now it's like my laptop, it's there. But go into YouTube Studio, and there's a little icon for edit. I forget, is it the pencil up in the upper right hand corner? You click that, and then it'll bring up some options. And if you want to change the picture, there's another pencil off to the left hand side. You click that, and you can change the thumbnail. But the first edit will allow you to change the title and make it public or not public. But it'll also have a place where it says tags. And if you click on that and then you type in the different hashtags that you want, it makes a massive difference.
Yeah.
But it's when I learned that actually from Max Leal, I think, or was it Baron, and it made a freaking drastic difference just by putting either Dungeons and Dragons or role playing games as one of the first hashtags. I saw
Oh, it doesn't matter what order they're in.
okay.
It looks at them all equally weighted.
Gotcha.
Also, you don't have to put commas or anything. It's just hashtag the word space hashtag the next.
Really, because
the
for,
next
for
word.
on mine it actually says comma,
Yeah.
what have you. I don't put the hashtag or the pound sign. I just write the word comma, another word comma, sentence or whatever comma,
Okay. If you do the pound sign,
Hmm.
it will give you a list of the most common. Um, like if you type in D&D,
Hmm.
it will do like D and D or D
D&D.
ampersand D.
Right.
It'll give you that list and tell you what one is most trending with a number next to it,
Hmm.
instead of doing it with the commas. Yeah, so like you can select the one that's most
I'll,
often
I'll,
liked
I'll
or
try and
whatever.
take a screenshot later to see if I can
Yeah.
find it for you. Where it is, because it should be there's like a list of different things, and I think it's the bottom one, and it's like buried in with some other words.
You can just put them in your at the bottom of your video description. They work there too,
Oh,
and
really?
they'll auto insert.
Okay.
Also, it allows, if you put them in your description as well, the way I'm describing with the
Hmm.
hashtags. It allows people who are on other videos with those things to click on them and come to like a list of everything with that hashtag,
Mm,
and which will include your video if it's there.
gotcha.
Uh, which is one of those weird things that YouTube does. There's a lot of little analytic things that.
Yeah, the analytics part of YouTube Studio is also pretty handy to see, when people watch your stuff the most, or who's watching what countries. A lot of stuff that's interesting but not super helpful unless you know a way to somehow game the system. Uh, your demographics, male, female, age group. Apparently, nobody under 35 watches my channel, which I know is actually technically not true, but that's what it says. And no women watch my channel, which I also know not to be true, but
Well, the numbers are so statistically low.
that they don't count it. Plus,
Yeah.
YouTube doesn't know how to tell time. I've got videos that are, X days or hours old, and they always get the math wrong. It's like, I know when I,
No, it rounds up. It rounds up.
you mean
Uh,
down.
no. If
Really?
if a video is like a week and a half old, it will say it's 3 weeks old.
Okay. Yeah, I also try to keep my videos to a certain time frame. Who is drilling?
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you could hear that. Oh crap!
Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot
Yes.
to mute myself.
Yeah, we could
Sorry.
absolutely do that.
Yeah. That's his
Yeah,
orbital
I
mixer.
should probably do shorts, but I can never like think of anything that would, you know, other than like an advert for another video. And I'm
You
like,
you can turn shorts so they only show to people that aren't subscribed to you, so they act exactly like adverts. And you
mhm,
just like, this afternoon or this evening at this time, we are talking about blank.
mhm.
Stop by if you're interested.
Yeah, I noticed that was how Hungar used to do his cancellation notices and things like that.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of Hungar, when are we going to see that guy again?
Never.
Don't say
I
that.
I, I hate to say it, but I think he's really disaffected or whatever. It's sad because I hate doing the show on Mondays. I like being on the show on Mondays. I hate doing it on Mondays.
Yeah, it was nice having the break, but at the same time, I
Yeah, I'm really pissed. I had to go in on Monday. I'm supposed to be on fucking vacation. These motherfuckers.
really, Bubba, I should maybe start looking into doing that. And yes, the time of day is huge, um, for whatever reason, because then they could get buried by so many other similar videos if they come out like too early. If that makes any sense. Uh, that's why even though I like to do an early morning video, it in your notifications, unless it's one of
Oh,
those things that you watch all the time. It'll get buried by everything else you're subscribed to.
I will tell you this. I just found out that YouTube will not endorse anything after your third video in one day. So if you do more than 3 videos in one day, the fourth one will get no promotion whatsoever in the analytics.
Huh. I never do more than 2 videos in a day, but that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I'm just like,
That's
not
good
that
to
it
know.
matters. What you should do is start like making playlists and making sure the playlists are public, because those really help
I have
boost.
some playlists, and I got out of the habit of adding things to the playlists, and I've told myself sometime real soon I'm going to go back and redo all my playlists to include everything from the beginning up to now. But we stopped doing like crafting videos, so
Hmm.
that's
Well,
kind of killed that for me.
you could, like, at the end of every time you do a thing, like all your cowboy role playing game
Hmm.
theme month, and just take
Yep.
all those and put them
Hmm.
in one playlist.
Hmm.
All
The
your
God Wars, Top Secret, Gamma World,
yeah,
all that.
in separate, properly spelt, labeled playlists. You
I have no
know,
promises, man.
because that will then allow someone to click on that and watch all those videos in
Mindlessly. I've got a friend of mine
you
who doesn't role play at all. Right? He doesn't game. He doesn't any of that stuff. He used to, um, but mind you, it's been like probably close to 15, 20 years since he was in a game. Has no desire to do it.
see
He
if
even
he wants to DM.
no, he's never done that. He even sent me
I
his
don't think it matters. He just needs to sit back and make sure we don't.
He even sent me his original Xbox and a stack of games because he wasn't even video gaming, which was like, wow, dude, that's like a big thing. But he tells me that he does that. He hits my videos and just has them play in the background while he's working for hours and hours. He's probably right now he's probably listening to one of our old live streams, and he'll just have them playing in the background just to do me a solid. I'm like, dude, you don't have to do that. I mean, you know, I I get it. We talk twice a week on the actual phone, um, and I'm like, that's pretty cool. You know, but mind
should
you,
have him.
we've been friends for decades. So
Should have him come on the show sometime.
yeah, except that the one friend of mine that I did have from the real world, my friend Kevin, who I had on the show several times, and his tech was always worse than Ravens, if you can imagine that.
I remember
Uh,
the guy.
yeah, he passed away, and
Oh
uh,
fuck!
yeah, he was the guy that passed away a couple months ago. And believe it or not, I still send him. I still send him messages on Instagram, not Instagram, Messenger and things like that, because no one's terminated his account. So like, I share videos and things like that. I know you know, but I still do that
Yeah.
because it's. I know. Any of you guys ever heard of Duke Siegfried? Probably not.
No.
He was a famous not only musician but game designer, writer back in the day, and he was a friend of mine. And he also passed away, and I still get notifications from his Facebook account that he posted this or he posted that. And I know it's his wife because I asked, like, what the hell? I thought you passed away, dude. Like, no, I'm his wife. Blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I even have I've never
Kind of
met the
creepy.
but she stays in touch with all of his friends and things like that, which is
Hmm.
actually kind of cool. I wish somebody would do that when I'm gone. But I never met the guy in person.
I just imagine you croak, and grandma's like right there. It's like, who watched chalupas?
Yeah, if she goes back before me, I'm coming back to take her with me. Well, I'll take her one place and I'll go the other place.
You think that would be freaking hilarious?
That would be hilarious, but I expect Jackie to pick up the slack, or at least, send out that last video. God, did this get dark all of a sudden? But
I don't care. It's funnier than Grandma's doing it.
um, with Duke, I never met the guy, but he actually sent me some of his miniatures that he actually painted, and mind you, they were painted like 30, 40 years ago, and I still have them in like this special place so that I don't forget. And I'm gonna have to actually like put like a note in that little cubby, so when Jack opens up, it's like, who's this Duke Siegfried guy? Oh, do not sell ever. Oh, okay, Dad. Folds it back up and puts it away. Like,
He just dumps them into a box and puts them on the front lawn free.
well, because I have some, I understand why crafting wants things from us, that have been painted or what have you. I've also got some minis from another famous
Man,
game.
I don't want anything painted from you, bro. I just want a piece of paper that says one soul formerly owned by Shadow, now property of Justin.
Might do.
It doesn't actually have to be your soul. You can go harvest.
I have a paper like that. Don't ask why or how.
You can harvest somebody else's soul. I know you.
Oh, it's not. Yeah, it's not mine. It's not mine. I traded mine for a donut.
A whole donut.
What was it? A sandwich.
I only got a donut hole, bro. One single Timbit, and it wasn't even glazed or nothing. It was plain.
Well, there's two different instances. One was on The Simpsons, where I think Homer sold his soul for a donut. But then there's the famous the one I like more is the Aqua Teen Hunger Force, where he Master Shake sold his soul for a sandwich, but because he didn't eat the sun-dried tomatoes on the sandwich, it doesn't count because sun-dried tomatoes are disgusting.
Yeah. Now, like I'll be honest with you, if they could rewrite that show, getting rid of Shake, meat wad, and fries, and just give me like Carl
show.
Yeah, just fucking Carl.
Well, I had a few
I'm right there with you.
Carl.
The episode with the eye where Carl's made out of eyeballs still kills me like nothing I can think of, other than the episode where I forget who made him do it, but he rammed a broom up his hiney. You remember that one?
No, I don't remember that one.
He did it to the point where his skull starts pointing up.
Okay, that's Conehead now.
It is, it's just, oh my god, that show was just so...
Africa, Mexico, other places I don't give a crap about.
That show was just so freaking funny. And
that's a quote from Carl, by the way.
And our friend Raven here has literally missed out on all of that stuff.
Raven was eaten by cats. She doesn't.
I know. You hear that noise in the background? It's the cicadas that are feasting on her right now.
Yeah, they're catching the stuff the cats left behind, which is like bone marrow. That's it.
Mm-hmm. That's why you got to get dogs, because they'll finish off everything.
Yeah.
I mean, you might find some bone splinters in the yard, but
I also like the Carl line. You gotta get ripped when you get stabbed with a knife. It's like some bodybuilder, right? You gotta get ripped.
Yeah, I didn't like the episodes that had Danzig in them for some reason.
Danzig?
I was like, why did you pick this guy? I mean, I get it, but he's actually creepier in cartoon form than in real life.
Is that possible?
I guess it is. Hogs, bro. Yeah. Yes, they do. And then we eat them. I literally figure at one point, because of the amount of bacon and ham I eat, I probably had a pig that feasted on something it shouldn't have at one point or another.
Is that a marshmallow?
No, it's a styrofoam popcorn peanut, and I just rammed
No, no,
my pokey tool through.
no, Shadow. You've eaten so much pork that when the wave of mutation hits, you're just going to turn into a pig man.
Pig-faced orcs, the
man.
only orcs.
Pigman is a form of long pork. Like all forms of long pork, I support eating.
That's weird. I was reading Corto Maltese, the first issue yesterday, which, despite the hype, is kind of it's okay. I'm gonna keep following
What
it.
hype? What fucking hype did this? Some guy wrote a YouTube documentary about a comic that was like 40 years old. There's been no hype about Cordell Maltese.
Well, it's not necessarily hype. Maybe that's the wrong word, but the reverence that it's received over the years.
That's because it's the first one.
Right. And well, also it was in Frank Miller's Dark Knight. There's a place named after it called Corto Maltese, and other little tidbits.
Yeah, you know why? Because the kid is reading that comic book. That's why that's in there. That's
Really,
the
I
comic
thought it
book
was. I
he's
thought it was the
reading.
name of a place.
No, he's reading the Cortell. That's the comic he's reading.
Are you
You
thinking of
notice-
the Watchmen?
Yeah, and the Watchmen.
No, I'm talking Batman.
Oh
the Dark Knight.
yeah. It was an island.
Yeah.
But it's an island in real life.
Is
Real
it
bliss. Yeah.
really? I thought that was just the guy's name. But
I'm pretty sure it's an island in real life.
it wouldn't surprise me. But the Maori or some of the other natives that were in the story called the telescope the Long Eye, and I thought that was kind of interesting. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to steal that. And they had another expression, but there was also some like really colorful words or expressions in there that would not fly today. You know what I mean? They would just be like people's heads would explode. But I found it kind of humorous that it was that's just the way it was back then. They people's feelings didn't get hurt as easily as they do now, if at all. It seems like you guys must have been made out of solid steel. Bart sold his soul to Millhouse once.
Yes. And then he had to beg him for it back because he felt like drained to the entire episode.
I remember that one. But it's
Yeah.
been so long since I watched The Simpsons.
I think it was also for a sandwich.
Like father, like son.
Or maybe a comic book. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's funny how some of those things like The Simpsons and South Park. I just it just totally just it used to be like a regular thing we'd watch. Maybe it was because TV was still a thing. No worries, crafting. And then suddenly, or maybe not so suddenly, but it just faded completely out of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I never looked back, never missed it until someone else brings it up or brought it up, and I'm like, yeah, I'm still good.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Uh,
I'd rather have the real experience.
right, but I
Okay.
also feel bad about it for some reasons. Like I wish I still liked it, or cared, or wanted to be as excited as I used to be when it was like, oh, cool, South Park's on.
Shout out! Can you go? Bah, bah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, because you're a good little sheep.
I just I
You
enjoyed those.
you want to be a system shield, feeding
No.
on the slop of entertainment.
No,
but,
I mean, maybe not so much with The Simpsons, but with South Park, for at least the early part of it, it was so.
the last good cartoon was parody of Johnny Quest,
Uh-huh.
the Venture Bros.
But it was so bad. You know what I mean?
The
you
Venture
felt,
Bros were not bad.
no, South Park. When it
Yeah.
first came on, it was like, I felt like guilty for watching it and laughing my ass off a little. It was so just irreverent and just
Raunchy.
well, yeah, that too, but just so over the top and everything. And I just felt like I'm
The
watching
rest of
something.
society is like moved past that in that kind of degeneracy.
Yeah, exactly. It's like this now. It's like nothing. It's now they're the voice of reason. Sometimes when I watch
Yeah.
like a new episode, I'm like, when did these guys get
Well,
so based? And I know they're not. They're
yeah.
just normal.
No,
They're
no,
probably
they're shit libs.
yeah. I was gonna say but like other
Um,
people, when you see them,
well,
just
well,
like
when South Park came around, it was like, look at that pile of crap sitting on the sidewalk. That's kind of disturbing, isn't it? And now it's like, look at that pile of crap in the ocean of crap. It's like, can I try and keep it out of my mouth?
yeah. But
So,
I miss that feeling of watching something that like almost nobody else is watching,
yeah.
or appreciating, and
It's
getting that perverse little chuckle out of it.
mhm.
You know,
it's it's like handing a 1990s Playboy to a kid that has access to OnlyFans. What the fuck are they going to do with that?
yeah. Read the stories and maybe the cartoons or the comics, I should say,
But
and,
but but they can find those on the internet too,
yeah,
and they'll be stone toss, which is much better.
I kind of got the same feeling in a way when I was listening to Meatloaf's "Bat Out of Hell." Uh,
Hmm.
that I was, partaking of something that is just so beyond what most mortals can understand and comprehend the scope and grandeur of it. Um, I later went and read the entirety of Meatloaf's info on Wikipedia, learning quite a few things that I didn't know about him. And I just got super sad because I'm like, I missed all that shit and I could have been there. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
I listened to it a lot growing up, but I missed so much of his career that just
most people do because it's just it his career, like the quality of his work significantly goes downhill.
I can see that.
There are stuff like worth listening to at least once, but especially near the end of his last 3-4 albums.
Mhm.
Uh, let me pull his discography up so I get
It's
the
it's 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 respectable. You
yeah.
know, not just what he did musically, but in films and TV as well. But it's just when I was listening to it, I was just like, they literally haven't made anything this good.
Ever.
Yeah, I mean,
Um, so like after Bat Out of Hell 3, he's got 3 more albums. 2010's Hang Cool Teddy Bear,
mhm,
Hell in a Handbasket, and Brave That We All, or something like that.
mhm,
Um, and I guess like his voice is going right.
mhm.
He's like got 5 pack of cigarette a day kind of voice, and it's like severely going downhill.
I'm gonna put that on my list, Bubba. Um,
Baywatch. He says it's on YouTube. I think he put the link in my group chat for the playlist as well.
yeah, but I can't binge watch anything. I get 2 hours. I'm like Londo Malari. I get 2 hours a day to watch actual TV because that means I'm not doing anything else. The only thing that's acceptable is being on the treadmill because I can't. If I do anything with my hands or my eyes, I won't absorb the entirety of the thing that I'm trying to absorb the entirety of. We played
Yeah,
King of the Hill, but called the Hill something bad, like kicked off YouTube retroactively bad. Yeah, we used to play a game with the football like that too.
yeah. I'll be right back.
No worries. 42-minute episodes. Bubba, is that I remember hearing something like there's a supernatural element to that show or something like that. Was I mishearing that, or was it just, what you'd expect from a show called Baywatch Nights? Yes, eventually. So it like slowly dives into the supernatural. That sounds awesome, actually. You know what I mean? Like you're watching what you think is just Baywatch. Okay, it's a nighttime. You're the typical, Baywatch viewer, if there is such a thing, and then suddenly there starts having like Twin Peaks kind of weird shit going on. That sounds awesome. Yeah, I heard that as well, George. Um, Absolutely freaking amazing career. He got to do so much, and then when you find out how bad his social anxiety was, I'm like, how is that? That's like the ultimate tragedy, because anytime I've ever seen him live, whatever, he seemed like the guy you'd want to have as like an uncle, or best friend, or something like that. And to think that after his shows, he would just go to the hotel and just not want to be around people, just want to, chill in Netflix or whatever they had back then, just watch TV or practice or read a book, and not want to hang out with people because he couldn't deal with it. That's just tragic. I mean, someone like that, there should be there should literally be millions of stories about how so and so would be able to say, "Oh, I remember this one time Meatloaf and I did this," or we did that together. And instead, you're not going to get hardly any of that because he was such a you know so devastated with that social anxiety. That's just like, how is that fair?
Uh, yeah.
But I will probably get his entire catalog. Um, I know the money's not going to him or his family or anything like that, but I want it to be, you know, and I know
I
this
think
is
his estate is getting so. Um. Uh. Dead. Dead. Ringer. I think it is.
and he had some great titles for his albums too. Just really like,
Midnight at the Lost and Found is pretty fun.
mhm.
Bad Attitude. It's pretty good. Blind Before I
Yeah.
Stop. Or
George, I really used to like dig Jack Black and Tenacious D, and then I don't. Um,
yeah.
it's sad how quickly someone can reveal their true colors, uh, and I'm a hard ass when it comes to certain things. It's like it's not hard for a complete stranger to end up on my shit list permanently. You know, guys like you guys here, who I talk to regularly, I actually you know can forgive easier. But a complete stranger who's literally had a charmed life, and they turn into bigger pieces of shit than I've actually ever met, with a few exceptions, thank God. Just nope.
Oh, Bubba.
You tagged back about 80 episodes. I figured that is enough.
Yeah. That was comment 100.
Oh, okay, nice.
You don't see the comment
No, no, I
100?
don't. I don't know why.
It shows up over here.
Yeah, but Bubba, are you sure you're not missing like the grand finale, that where all the mysteries get solved and it's all wrapped up nice and neat? And are you referring to Money Changes Everything, Bubba? Because yeah, that's uh, another person who I just
Who?
I thought she was amusing back in the day, but the more I dug, because Jackie's mom was a big fan. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm done. She had a phenomenal voice. On Through the Night, one of the most freaking.
What
Uh,
did she say back in '86?
I'm trying to find that out. But I think she wrote a song, "Money Changes Everything," and basically told everybody what a gold digger she was. Uh, oh, True Colors. Oh, okay, even better. But On Through the Night, man, that song is spine chilling. Just amazing. But you know,
Well,
broken clock,
you,
right
you, get,
twice a day kind of thing.
you gotta understand. Like sometimes they sing a song because they think it sounds fun, not necessarily that's who they are, right?
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. But other than face to
Well,
face
I
joking,
don't think Meatloaf ever walked in on his girl getting slammed by two guys, but he has a song about it. Okay, so
maybe. But it's different when you're trying to be funny than when you're trying to
yeah,
be edgy. Funny
yeah.
is not to be taken serious. Edgy, you're trying to be taken serious. And
Sometimes, well,
yeah,
sometimes you're also just like telling a story
mhm,
from the first person perspective, even though
mhm.
like you're warning, like you're telling a story about a type of person, even though
Right.
you're singing it from your own perspective because
Are
you
you
don't
talking
like that
about
type of
Taylor
person.
Swift again?
Well, I'm just saying I want to be in one of her songs. I want her to write an album about me. Okay.
Yeah. Well, be careful what you wish for. Just saying.
Hey, I think my heart's strong enough. I think I'll need some blue pills though.
Some. I mean, how long do well,
I don't know, maybe like
couple of weeks, a
70.
fortnight,
Fortnite.
a
She
summer,
just had a song come out called Fortnite. So yeah, Fortnite.
a summer vacation fling. Is that what you're talking? I mean,
You know. I'm just saying 200-300 dozen blue pills. I can do 8 a day. Oh.
did you say you could do 8 a day? Is that what you said?
I can do 8 a day without the pills, bro.
Oh, okay. No, just I from what I understand, not personal experience, but I think that could be really bad on your system.
Yeah. I was joking though,
Okay.
right? Like,
Robin Williams
Yeah,
joked about the little blue pill, and his joke was it ended up lasting forever to the point that it's ridiculous.
yeah, I heard that
yeah.
too, George, about his old man. Um, you got to suffer for your art, though, and um, I guarantee at the end of his life that wasn't the thing he was thinking about. He wasn't. I hope that he wasn't. Commiserating or whatever you want to call it. About that instance, as opposed to looking back on the absolutely amazing life he had lived.
hmm
When I go out, I'm not gonna have any regrets. I hope.
I
Well,
think I
maybe one.
think I think that Meatloaf's drug habit really set his career back way far, and it cost us a dozen great albums, at least a dozen.
Not at the end, but throughout his career. You mean?
Early
Yeah.
'70s.
I was amazed at the stuff he had done. All the stuff he had done prior to Bat Out of Hell. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's a heck of a resume right there. You
hmm
know?
I will recommend you avoid Stormy and Meatloaf. Looking for that album is not worth it. That is the one he did before Bat Out of Hell.
Hmm.
Brought to us by Motown Records.
And we all know what favorite Meatloaf song is, or at least one that Meatloaf sings.
What's that?
When he shows up on a motorcycle from,
Rocky Horror,
oh crap, yes,
Oh,
Opportunity.
uh, yeah, Opportunity. But Bless Be Saturday Night. Great song.
That's a good song. It was a little, a little
I,
beboppy
I,
with the chorus. Hot patootie. People haven't said that in
yeah,
a long time, but that goes to show you how old Richard
I had
Cooper
I
Brian
had a
was.
very good time when that song was playing.
Yep, yeah, me too. I
My,
actually played Meatloaf a couple of times in
no,
the.
no, no. My first very good time with a lady friend was with
That's
that song
nice. That's
playing.
nice. So I'm guessing
Uh,
that in the theater.
no, they weren't doing this. I like that song. I had it on
Oh,
my
okay. So you had
my
the soundtrack or just a?
I had the soundtrack, but I had that on a mixtape that I
Okay,
had
okay.
put together.
Yeah, there were a few decent songs on that.
Yeah,
I mean, I've seen that movie literally like I want to say about 150 times in
150
person.
times
Um,
person, like in theaters. Yeah. I have it on DVD somewhere.
but I thought about it the other day. It's like, yeah, I couldn't watch it again though.
Yeah, the original was good because it puts suspicion on the homosex and tranny bullshit, where the new one embraces it as good qualities.
What do you mean the new one?
They remade it in like
Oh fuck!
2007.
No, 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 no. No, the
Yeah,
original with Tim Curry. Even though I never
yeah.
liked him, uh,
You never liked Tim Curry?
not really. Well, there were a few things I liked. And his musical career was interesting. But when he
He
played
made
that
good
character
villains.
when he played that character in The Shadow, I was just so just I just ugh, just ugh.
Yeah,
I mean that's what he was shooting for. Awesome, but every time I saw him after that, I just kept seeing that character.
there are always stinker performances.
Bubba. I'm pretty sure those aren't the original lyrics, but I will allow it.
Ba 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 ba.
That sounds kind of interesting there, George.
Your soul is going to a place where Meatloaf doesn't sing.
There can't be such a place. But yeah, I bought
Like a
this.
bat out of hell.
I bought the CD and it came in the mail the other day, and I haven't put it in, but I'm going to because I want to hear because the one I always hear is with Carla DeVito, excuse me, singing the leads, and I know she didn't on the disc, but it's also got like two other songs, and like I know one of them's Bolero, so there's no singing in it. I'm assuming
What? Uh,
the bonus tracks on the later release of the CD has got Bolero and another like Bat Out of Hell Live or something on it. Um, but I want to hear the original singer.
I'm not familiar with that release. I'll have to look that up. Yeah, yeah. The CD version's really good.
Mhm.
Uh, you can find it on YouTube as well.
I normally watch it on YouTube because I'm a big fan of Carla DeVito. Um, her voice and her antics on stage were hysterical. Um,
Yeah,
but I'm curious to see, because it was weird because she's listed as a background singer on the disc, and but the other woman, I forget her name now, did the lead vocals, and I'm
hmm
like, what happened? Did she quit or something? And they decided, she's a better singer, or I don't know.
they probably flipped the chord. He always had like different female
Hmm.
duet partners. I know that they talked about that in an interview. I remember seeing it, but I don't remember
Yeah, at some
why.
point I'll try to get one of the live DVDs to see him in concert. Whether it's Bad Out of Hell or not, I don't know. There's a lot of greatest hits, and I'm like, why do you do that? I mean, I
Money. It's just
yeah,
money.
I get it, but some things you don't break up, you don't split up, you don't follow up one song with another song when everybody's expecting, you know, I mean, uh, for a live performance, he could easily do the entirety of Bat Out of Hell and do some stuff, after it as encores, and nobody would complain.
I do like in Bat Out of Hell 3. He finally got to do "It's All Coming Back to You"
Uh-huh.
now, which was originally written for him, but when they had the falling out with Steinman, um, he
And
ended
that
up.
was mostly between the lawyers, not really the two of them, correct?
It had something to do with money not going to Meatloaf, and then the
Stepped in.
lawyers ramped it up. But yeah,
I mean, because if they went on to produce many other projects together, so I'm assuming, you
after
know,
like years later, like decades later.
right. But I mean, well, okay. It didn't seem like it
Yeah,
was many decades or even one really.
I was under the impression it was decades later, but you could be right. I honestly really don't care
But then
that
again, it was
much.
from Wikipedia, so who knows how far you can trust that. But
Yeah,
I like to think that since they were working on something when Steinman died, that everything was patched
yeah.
up. I mean, there have been very few instances where you
Steinbecker.
when you
I
when
know
you
it's Steinman, but Steinbecker.
when you have like a either a pair of people or a bunch of people that work together that well. Elton John and what's the other guy's name, who did all the writing, things like that. It's just uh, you're right. He wrote. I was just going to mention that there was another song
Yeah.
that was huge, but Meatloaf was supposed to sing it and didn't. Besides "Total Eclipse of the Heart," I can't remember what it is now. But
Uh, yeah, yeah. But that song ended up going to Celine Dijon.
Dijon.
Uh,
Someone's got Dijon. Where?
yeah,
I
Dijon.
love that mustard.
Celine Dijon.
I was thinking it
For
was
the
somebody
longest
else.
time.
But that doesn't actually surprise me.
But he eventually sung it. Yeah.
I wanted to say like Air Supply or ABBA or something, but I know I'm probably wrong. But that's what's sticking in my head.
I don't know. I literally just exposed my extent of music knowledge by comparing a singer to mustard.
No, that's the joke. Her last name's Dion, not Dijon.
Oh, well, even further goes to tell you how much I know about music.
Yeah.
That's actually surprising, Crafting. I'd peg you for a bigger music fan than that.
Oh, I love music. I listen to a lot of different musics. I couldn't tell you who does most things.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I guess that's something I got from my old man with his Hollywood connections and stuff. Uh, I made it a point to, meet these people where I could, or at least know as much about them as I could, because I found that stuff just as interesting as the music in a lot of cases, because that makes the music that much more poignant in a lot of cases, where a
Yeah.
little bit more. Uh, most of us don't get the opportunity to meet these people. In a lot of cases, we're probably better off. What they say about meeting your heroes, but at
Oh
least
yeah,
knowing a little bit more about them will give you an idea of what it must have been like to write and perform some of this great music back in the day, because there is no great music being recorded anymore.
Whoa, don't speak ill of Taylor Swift, man.
I like Windrose, and they're still recording as far as I know.
Yeah, Kim Carnes was interesting. Rod Stewart, not so much. But he also had an amazing career, up to a point, especially in the early days. And knowing more about how they got there and what they were going through is just one more way, I guess, to appreciate it, at least for me. Especially since so much of the music I really like the most was from a time where I couldn't really possibly have, understood everything that was going on. Like, for example, like when I was really young, the Eagles were like big on the radio, and I loved everything I ever heard from them. And then growing up, reading about them and learning about them, I'm like, man, they went through some shit, or Boston. They only put out 3 albums, and the first two like bang bang, and then decades later it took for the third album to come out, and it was like, yeah, it would have been better off if you just just kept it to the 2 albums. That song Amanda just drives me up a freaking wall.
You don't like Chicago 3?
No, I said Boston.
Sorry, Boston 3.
Yeah, not a big fan. It was okay, and it still
Uh,
had all of the basic things that made them great.
Wait,
But
you don't like Chicago?
they had some good songs.
Well,
But they
Shadow
never.
Shadow is against
Sh- sh-
anything demonic, and if you play Chicago backwards, you hear, "I command you in the name of Lucifer to spill the blood of the innocent." So
I
that's
thought
why
that
he
was
doesn't.
ACDC.
I was
No,
going to
no.
say,
The joke from Little Nicky is, "What is Ozzy trying to say here, Nicky?" He's like, "No, Chicago," and then he plays that backwards.
gotcha,
Oh.
Reverend.
Nobody should ever admit to watching Little Nicky.
Hey, I literally grew up with that movie. It was one of my father's favorite movies, so I've seen it a lot.
Did Meatloaf sing the Star Trek Enterprise theme song? I thought it was Nichelle Nichols who was
That
the
would
singer.
be interesting if he sung that particular theme song. That's for sure.
I'd love to hear him sing the Bill Murray Star Wars song from Saturday Night Live. That would have
Who,
been cool. Star Wars, nothing but star. Yeah, that one. That would have been, the lounge singer.
by Meatloaf?
If Meatloaf had sang it, that would have been hysterical. I want to go back also and watch the episode of SNL with Tim Curry and Meatloaf on it. I think that would be pretty fun.
Oh.
Oh, you know,
Maybe there's an SNL episode that I'll watch.
Oh, dude, Wings Over America, freaking, or just the album Band on the Run. Band on the Run is still in my car, and we haven't listened to it in years. But every time we got in the car for anything longer than 20 minutes, that was going in, and everybody was singing that album. Even though Bluebird sucks ass, and I think there was like 2 songs on it that we would like fast forward. Every other song was just that band was Paul McCartney was the best part of the Beatles, uh, in my opinion, hands down. Clearly, because that's why he got to live the longest. So God knew what he was doing. Uh, um, don't get me wrong, George Harrison was actually put out some good music, and
I'm
Ringo
just
Starr.
saying. I'm just saying the world would be a better place if somebody with a time machine would go back to 1931 in Liverpool with a gun.
Yeah, not. I what was it?
I'm just saying if none of the Beatles lived over to the age of 5, I would be a happier man.
Uh, the Jasons. I've never heard of them. What was it? Pulp Fiction, uh, where Uma Thurman is asking John Travolta, Beatles or Elvis?
The
Easy answer.
Kinks.
The Kings. No, Elvis.
The Kinks. Imagine what the world would be like today if our major music influence was the Kinks instead of the Beatles.
I don't know if I can.
it sounds like there should be with a name like that. It sounds like there'd be a lot of leather straps, harnesses, and masks.
No, you should listen to the Kinks, bro.
I have. I used to have.
No, I'm
Complete Album.
talking to
And the
TCG.
Animals. The Animals were a fun band too. And George, I couldn't agree more. Even as much as I hate John Lennon, his best stuff was solo. Just
Fuck
I'll
you,
never. Oh,
man.
I'll never.
Never badmouth. What's
Yoko
her
Ono.
Yoko in my presence again.
God.
Yoko was a godsend to the world.
Okay, thanks, Bubba. I'll listen to it right after the show, which is going to end in about 5 minutes uh, because Raven's here. No, because it's been 3 hours and my
Yeah.
battery's about to die, and I can't rejoin the
I'm
show.
Raven keeps
serious.
track.
Everyone out there, assuming that Yoko is directly responsible for the Beatles breaking up, she did the world a good thing. Only if she could have done it sooner.
You just made my cat bark.
Doesn't make me wrong though.
No,
I
it
award
doesn't.
you.
But you
I
just
award
made
you.
my cat bark
No,
all over my
Justin.
computer.
I'm sorry to hear that, but I still award you full points, Justin.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
I literally can't think of too many musicians I despise more than John Lennon.
Why? I like John
Larry,
Lennon. I did my term paper to graduate. This my senior year. I did my term paper on John Lennon.
yeah, well,
He's an
I,
interesting dude.
he was a
A
uh,
degenerate reprobate.
yeah. I've lived longer than he ever lived, probably twice as long, almost, and I've never hit a woman, and I can never imagine doing so,
I
and
could.
let alone more than once.
Now, this is news to me.
Oh yeah, he used to beat the shit out of his first wife. Just awful, awful stories. Um,
You know, his son by that first wife looks just like him, Julian.
Sucks to
He
be him.
he released an album. Let's see, in 1984.
I remember,
Yeah, I bought that album, and
and I don't hold it against him. Not his fault. Who his parents were, or whatever. But I against communism in all its forms, even if it's just in music. Don't want to hear it. Don't want
well,
to have
I
anything
don't.
to do with it.
Was he really a communist though?
Yeah,
Yeah, go.
he was throwing off the shackles of that the months before he got
Yeah, getting
shot.
rich and famous will do that for you.
Yeah, no, he was
Well, I
rich and
mean,
famous
he was
before
on the
that.
government list because of that sit-in that they did on he and Yoko's honeymoon, where they all had that love-in in that hotel room,
Mm.
whatever.
Yeah.
And they thought he was going to be a problem, and so they had the CIA follow him for a while. Yeah,
Yes, he was
they
going to tell
they
everybody
thought
about the Sasquatches that taught him how to sing.
the what?
The Sasquatches that tell him how to sing.
All you have to
He
do
did
is
sound like
go.
a Sasquatch.
All you have to do is go look up the lyrics to Imagine, and you'll know everything that I'm opposed to.
Yeah,
No, I'm
but
making a
he
joke because if you,
he
sorry,
rebuked that song shortly before he died, though.
Imagine all the people living in harmony. You're against harmony. What do you got against harmony?
It's a
You like
lie.
strife and stress and dread and bondage
There's
and
there's never been.
Hey, don't badmouth bondage.
oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Justin. Sorry, I forgot.
yeah. You not realize what show you're on. No, there's never been anything but lack of harmony. Peace is never broken out anywhere and never will. Not until Jesus comes back. So
Well, even then,
yeah, even then, I'm sure.
you want. There's another word for harmony, Raven.
Sorry about that.
There's another word for harmony. It's called genocide. You want harmony, you have to get rid of all the people because
You are so twisted.
we are
Oh my
independent.
God, you, both of you are so twisted, and he's gotten even
No.
more twisted since he hangs out with you all the time.
Well,
Yeah,
it's because
you're a bad influence.
you can't have harmony with differing opinion, right? Harmony is the lack of diversity.
Yeah, we are incapable at our current state.
Harmony is peace. Is peacefulness. You don't in,
Yeah,
in
show me
harmony.
a place where that's going on right now. I dare you.
Yeah. And
All she
I'll
has to do
show
is go
you a
get the
bunch of.
Sasquatch.
When you
Yeah,
harmonize,
well, they're not
you-
human, so they don't count.
Well,
when you harmonize with something, you keep your own individuality, but yet you do not clash. Your frequency doesn't
That's a
clash with that
misnomer
of
at
others.
best.
yeah, it's called utopian hippie fucking.
But not
commie
everybody's
thing.
like a cookie cutter the same. That's the difference. What I'm trying to tell you. So when you're in
Yeah.
harmony, you retain your individuality,
Yeah,
and
and
yet you
remember,
blend in.
not having sex with the cult leader is heresy, and you will get disowned for it. Also,
Yeah,
drink
yeah,
the Kool-Aid.
yeah. Lines like "Imagine no possessions." No, thank you. Not till I leave this world. I will always need possessions, whether it's the tools I need to eat or the food that I'm eating and I now possess it in my belly. I really like that. I really
Yeah,
like possessing food
Yeah,
in my
I
belly.
like that. I like that too. I think he was more referring to like
Yeah,
the
communism.
afterlife.
Yeah, he
No,
for
not
that.
Kanye.
That's what that
No,
is.
he was looking at things from a more spiritual perspective. So when you leave here, you can't
Okay,
take
no,
things with you.
no, because in the same freaking line song, imagine there's no heaven. Okay, fuck you, and fuck you, and the horse you rode in on, and get the fuck off my property.
yeah, and besides, nobody wants your food, Raven. It meows too much.
Yeah, I mean, maybe after you skin it and cook it up right,
Oh my
I'll
god!
give it a
You gotta
try.
listen to the no, 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 no.
They come to attack.
You
They
better
come
start
to.
eating them, Raven, because they're gonna eat you.
Yeah, agreed, George. Harmony enforced or voluntary.
yeah.
The face
Oh,
blue smiling.
she's got over 100 cats. There's a chance there one or two.
I
might
do
be
not
loyal
have
enough
over
to do it.
100 cats.
Yeah, why are you being so modest in that number, TCG? It's like 10 times that easy.
Can you imagine 1,000 cats? I can't.
No,
It's called hell.
Yeah. Well, you said those were locusts earlier. They're not locusts. That's
There's-
the harmony of cats meowing in chorus of 1,000.
Apparently, the crows have come home to roost as well.
Yeah, that crow is warning the other crows that they can't
Event-
go there because there's 1,000 fucking cats.
Eventually, you see human heads spiked out front, and cats with guns sitting on the top of the house. Then you realize, oh shit,
They
they've
got
taken over.
opposable thumbs.
Yeah.
Raven's actually Dr. Moreau.
you guys, terrible.
Shadow was
Oh.
supposed to end the show 2 minutes ago, bro.
So crafting. What is your icon thing here? This is new.
Oh, that's
Is that-
an orc painting a miniature.
An orc. Okay, that's what I thought, but I didn't want to.
He started
Oh, yeah.
off orange, so I color shifted the whole picture, which didn't turn out too bad actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Should have left him orange.
Face blue smiling. What does that mean, Bubba?
Oh, that's just that right there means he used an icon of a blue face smiling, like an emoji.
Yeah, if you go over to YouTube, it shows up as a sticker. They got those little stickers there that you can put up.
Mm.
You know, there's that little face in the corner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a hand pink waving. Did it come up?
Mm-mm.
There we go. Hand pink waving.
Oh, that'd be a big hobgoblin because he doesn't look small. Beelzebub.
Face fuchsia poop shape. I'm scared to ask.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a
So
poop
now that
with a face on it. That's fuchsia.
now that Beelzebub points that out, I might have to actually change that to like a goblin or a hobgoblin.
Yeah.
People use orcs a lot. Maybe change it to something people don't use too much of.
Here, have some glasses.
So John Lennon actually reported seeing a UFO from his balcony in his.
The guy was stoned.
And he no, get this, he actually had an abduction experience. And this is a true story. He acquired a sarcophagus from Egypt and
Yeah.
delivered to
Here,
their
Raven, this one's just
apartment,
for you.
and he used to meditate in it every day, 20 to 30 minutes. I
Cat.
Chillicat.
Yeah, but it's spelled with a K, not a C.
Okay. Anyway, so he
Oh, and drop that H. Get rid of that H.
the what?
Instead of the CH, put a K. And get rid of the W.
Oh, look, that's
You've got enough of them, okay? You only need one, maybe two.
I've heard raccoons get eaten.
really. Well, I got plenty. Come on, come get them.
Though I've heard they can be greasy.
Yeah, but you just bread them. You cut them up, you strip them, you put them in an egg wash, then flour, egg wash, finely ground Dorito chips, and then throw that into the air fryer.
Oh God, you guys! I'm going to give everybody raccoon skin caps for Christmas this year.
I would love. Hey, if you get enough,
Hey, if you send me the
I'll
fur,
take
I'll
a
make
raccoon.
a pouch.
If you get enough, I'll take a raccoon skin coat.
Okay, all right. Well, there's 8 of them running around here, so
I think you could do it. You
I
put
think it
the
might work.
tails around the neck, like the shoulder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they ransacked
Justin,
my
what-
house again last night. I was out here asleep on the deck because it was too hot in the house, and they got through my booby trap and opened up the door and let themselves right in. And
I will definitely take a necktie, raccoon
No,
tail
Justin,
necktie.
what you need is a skunk fur jacket.
No,
a skunk
can have
fur
that.
jacket.
I like how he's just quick to respond to that one, like not even consideration, just no.
Nope. I bet you could make a really nice black fur coat, but nope.
Yeah, I
So
made I don't even know what kind of fur it is. I just made a pouch for GM James. I made it extra fancy though, because I made it with some flexible brown leather on the inside with the shiny side out. So it's you can be turned inside out. So you either have a fur line on the inside to keep something breakable in a soft spot, or you can flip it inside
George,
again, and you have a fur pouch.
1 second, George. That's conspiracy theory.
Which Shadow's all about.
If you're thinking about the one with Mel Gibson,
I think I saw this movie. I like Captain Stewart.
it's got Julia Roberts in it. Yeah. It's a good movie. I watched it a fuck ton.
Sorry, DM Beelzebub, but my first experience with orcs came from the Lord of the Rings movies. So my orcs aren't generally pig-faced. Though with that said, most of my orcs tend to be lean more towards Warhammer 40k now that I've discovered them, because I like those orcs.
Mm-hmm. Daka.
I can't figure out this camera. I don't know what's going on. Because I lean back and it just goes to black. And I don't know.
I know, it looks like you're trying to film a horror movie of some kind.
Blair Witch Project. I don't know why it keeps doing that. I don't know, it's a new computer to me, but it was a refurbished one that I bought off eBay.
I thought you spilled vodka on that. I thought you spilled vodka on that.
No, I went ahead and got a refurbished one on eBay. I gotta go to get a deal on it.
Refurbished? You should have just replaced it.
No. That's
Oh, she got a refurbished. Okay.
Yeah. That's.
I thought she
needed-
was saying she had it refurbished. It's like, what?
No. I bought a refurbished one, and I needed one that had the old plug where you could put your Ethernet into it. The new ones don't have that. So because my Wi-Fi will lag sometimes, and it'll just kick me off after 2-3 minutes. So to bypass my Wi-Fi and the router, I needed something that the Ethernet could plug directly into.
Yeah.
Hmm.
My Wi-Fi actually works pretty good when the antenna is in the right direction. Recently, my computer was freaking out for a lot of things, and I thought my computer was at a state where it's just going to die.
Mhm.
No, my antenna was slightly off, and it wasn't connecting properly.
Yes, the guy that killed John Lennon had Catcher in the Rye. He literally
Oh, yes.
sat down on the curb and was reading it while the cops showed up.
Yes, yeah. John Hinckley Jr.
John Hinckley.
Yeah, he was in love with Jodie Foster, and wrote her a letter to the effect that he did this to get noticed, so that she would notice him.
Jodie Foster.
Isn't that sick? You would go out and just in cold blood murder somebody famous just to get your 5 minutes of fame, and hopefully, I mean, what chick is going to say, "Oh God, yeah, you're the love of my life. I've waited for you forever." Just
Yeah, boy did he pick the wrong one, didn't he?
Jodie Foster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. She wasn't bad looking.
yeah, but she wasn't into dudes, so it was never going to happen.
Jodie Foster.
Yeah, Jodie Foster.
I thought you
Yeah.
aren't you thinking of Ellen DeGeneres?
Nope. Look it up, and don't discount the impact of the Jodie Foster's Army. Anybody remember them?
No.
Jodie Foster's
It
Army.
was a punk band. It was.
No, wasn't she with Bad News Bears? She was the only girl on the team.
I think so, but I mean, she was in a lot of other things as well, and
Yeah, she was.
clearly she was, abused like crazy from the time of Pretty Baby on. So her life choices, make some sense, but
She was one of those children that.
yeah, just look up the movie Pretty Baby and you'll know what I'm talking about. She's like 13.
Very sick people.
Hello?
Yeah. I'm looking that shit up. You're supposed to close the show out
Yeah, I'm getting ready to do that. You guys were talking, and the boy needed something, and now my dog is trying to tackle me because he wants attention, and he's not getting any of it. No.
So is
Not
Jackie
if you
made
say
any
hi to
plans to
everybody on
paint that
stage.
miniature
Come
I
on.
sent?
Come say hi. All right, that's my boy. Look at this guy. Look at that face. Wait a minute. Look at that face. Look at that face. He hates when I do that. Look. Over there. Look. He absolutely knows that there's a camera there. He will not look at the camera. It's weird how dogs hate cameras and mirrors.
Yeah.
Maybe they know
do.
something we don't.
Oh,
don't
my
know.
dog
Yes,
is
no way.
my dog. I tried showing her a mirror once. She literally knew exactly what she was dealing with, and she doesn't. She just purposely doesn't look at it. She just straight ignores it. She looks at it, walks away. That's it.
No,
She's like, oh yeah, I can see myself.
With him, it's like the ultimate proof that he's not a person. People or human or whatever, and it just breaks his little heart, and he runs practically crying away from it. He's a big baby. Yes. Stop licking my face. I don't like you like that.
Oh, the
What is-
things that dog has seen. I'm dead. It has nightmares.
No, he's a pretty happy dog. He's for being 13, 14 years
Yeah.
old. He's pretty spry, and gets.
I'm making a gay
happy
porn
and-
joke.
And I like that foulness. Way to end the show, right? He's a very happy little guy, and he has a good life, and Uh, when it's his time, I'm going to give him one last meal of chocolate and grapes. All the things he was denied in life, you can have it as your last meal. What's the worst that's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
We're just going to give him a needle anyways, right? Yeah, nice needle.
Oh, you know what? George brings up a good point here in the chat. I think you're right. I think I got that backwards. I think it was
Come on down.
John Hinckley Jr. was the assassin or attempted assassin or whatever you would say
Yeah.
to Reagan, and but it was him that had a crush on Jodie Foster though. So and Lennon's assassin has to be somebody else entirely. Maybe they look alike or something. John or named John.
It doesn't matter. It was the London one that sat down on the curb waiting for the cops while reading Catch on the Rye.
Yeah, I had Catch on the Rye.
What a bonehead move, right?
Hmm?
What a bonehead move.
No, he knew he wasn't going to get away with it. But.
Well, I mean, yeah, but then why? Then why? You know, I mean, unless
he took a bullet for the team.
I
the
get
guy
that.
was a commie.
Yeah, but I mean,
he was trying to repent.
Right, but
Mark David Chapman. Okay.
Yeah, but I no matter what it is, I don't want to go to jail. You know what I mean? I just don't. It just does not sound like a fun time. You know, something I'm going to try and avoid. You know, to the best of my ability. You know, until well, forever. I hope. It just sounds like
you have all the side projects that could potentially be illegal.
Shit. I'm a pillar of the community. What are you talking about? Well, with that, folks, I'm going to call it. I've only got about 4% on this device, and I would like to do some writing tonight, and therefore I have to charge this up so I can do that. We'll all meet tomorrow morning on Justin's channel, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, to talk about writing and whatever else comes to mind, I guess. Right, Justin?
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell, yes. Now I'm hungry. I only had a couple of corn dogs for dinner, so it's okay.
Yeah, I'm going for a nap.
Oh,
I had jumbo dogs with corn relish.
Ooh.
Never had that.
Yeah,
sounds kind of good. I've never had it either.
It's a relish made with corn instead of pickles.
Well, you can pickle literally any vegetable.
If it's anything like Mexicorn that's been renamed to Southwest corn, which I think is retarded, that sounds good. You know what I'm talking about, guys?
No, this stuff just goes on like relish, but
it's basically like you get a can of corn, but this can of corn's got bits of red and green pepper mixed in it.
No, there were some odd spices in this. I've seen that in it, but it's pickled, not canned.
Oh,
yeah, it's got more of like you know how relish has that like
vinegar and dill taste.
Yeah, that, but you know how it's thick, right? It's not soupy. It's
yeah,
like the gelatiny kind of texture.
Yeah,
I keep expecting a big hand to show up and grab Raven by the face and pull her back into the darkness.
Well, it won't be a hand; it will be a paw.
No, something like that. Yeah, except it would be furry.
Yeah,
yeah,
and not have an opposable thumb. It would have a thumb; it just wouldn't be opposable.
I think she's enjoying that a little too much, folks.
Yeah.
I got to figure out what's wrong with this thing. I take a little bit of a step back and then I just black out. I don't know.
Yeah, it's got an auto focus thing. You have to go in and shut that off, or not be out in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Autofocus. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll check it out.
You have to look it up because I have no idea what kind of machine you have or how to do that on a laptop. So I can't walk you through it.
Okay.
And I have no desire to learn.
Okay. Okay, I'm glad we established that.
Justin has spoken. Oh, and speaking of which, Zardoz is on Roku, so maybe that's what I'll watch tomorrow if I get the time.
Watch it.
I'm scared.
You don't have to look at the screen, right? Because you're on the treadmill.
Yeah.
Just look at the wall. Just listen to the story.
Might do, might do. We'll see what how long we're on tomorrow.
You'll realize that on the ascending order, freaking Logan's Run is here, and then like Silent Green is here, and then like Rollerball is here, and
You
then
did two tiers at
Zardosh
once.
is like up here. No, I went to go put it above, but it's actually below.
I love Rollerball. I think it's one of my favorite of the four.
It's still underneath, but somewhere between Silent Green and Zardoz up here is Running Man. Running Man's a good movie too.
Yes, it is. I love Running Man.
It's all right. All right, folks. You guys have a great rest of your evening. Everybody else in TV Land who stuck around with us to the bitter end, which I'm assuming is George. Everybody else, thank you so much. I will see you guys tomorrow. If not, have a great weekend, and I'll see you Saturday. That's all I got. I'm just about out of juice.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm at
I'm going to bed.
3%, so I'm going to say goodbye before it says it for me.